guys, if you're just joining the show, make sure to hit that up button. We really appreciate it. And the watch world is crazy. There's news exploding from every corner. Yo, Red, welcome.
Yo,
How are you doing?
doing good, doing good.
God, Red, there's too many topics to talk about right now. I
Too
don't even
much
know.
news, too much news. It's mind blowing, mind blowing.
I can't handle it. I can't handle it. You tell me, what do you want? Where do you want to start?
I, 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 I have been so busy this week. I've got
Yeah,
snippets of information. I know some things. There's a thing about Luxury Bazaar that something's happened there.
bizarre. They're trying to rename consignment as LBX. It is you can't make this up, Red.
I hadn't heard that. It's just hilarious.
It's now trademarked. It's like I can't believe it. It's almost ridiculous, but
It is
yeah,
ridiculous.
it's ridiculous. You would tell someone, they wouldn't believe it, but yeah, they're trying because they can't get watches. It's the gray market. It's over. Red.
Yeah, it's been
Unfortunately,
over.
these guys have not have not cut their spending to match the market profitability. And I
Oh.
think I think Luxury Bazaar is totally screwed right now, and they're looking for ways to get watches for free so that they can sell and pay on the back end. And this never leads to anything good.
No, no. The consignment model is no.
Well, let me show you something. This was the latest image that I got
It's
today. Look at this. And it's like you can't make this up. There's they're scrubbing they're scrubbing the website to rename uh LBX to consignment, but they haven't changed it everywhere. And so it's still, when you go to accept it, it still says accept consignment offer.
oh my god.
It's embarrassing.
Uh no, this consignment thing needs to
I
end.
know,
Needs to end.
Red. It's silly stuff. It's really silly stuff. Nick Da Vinci, $10 super chat towards the Miami Fund. Thank you, Nick Da Vinci. By the way, Red, I'm going to book the hotel. Let's go for the Miami watch.
I had those fucking flights booked, right? And everyone on the fucking channel said, "Oh no, we're not doing the Miami trip," and I cancelled them. For fuck's sake.
Red, you can't listen to the people in the chat. They don't know what they want sometimes.
They fucking clearly don't.
Sometimes they say they want one thing that turns out it's a completely another thing. They say they want a good offer, right? I mean, and look at this offer, Red. It seems to be fantastical. Look, it says LBX offer from Luxury Bazaar is 19,000 US dollars, I guess. That's for BLRO. What is that? Like a Pepsi? Is that a Pepsi?
So an LBX offer is just basically an offer for them to
This is like a
consign the
promise.
watch.
We'll try to get you 19.
Oh, that is so bad. Oh my god, that is so bad.
Think about it. How can they get 19?
No, but
Mu-
even no, but you see, as someone that didn't know anything about anything about the industry,
yeah,
LBX offer to me would be that's their offer to buy the watch from you,
yeah.
but it's not. We'll put
It's
it on
not.
our website, man.
What does this mean? Like, it's confusing, right? So
I
my
don't like
guess,
that.
my guess is this: they're going to take these 19,000 dollar promises, and they'll take up these watches, and then God knows they'll list them on the website for 23. maybe, right? And they'll just fish for some buyer until somebody comes across and says, "Hey, I'll give you 20, and then they'll sell and make $1,000 profit. I don't know. This is, but
Like
it's
the
wild.
whole consignment thing, right? I just don't like it.
I-
I really don't like it. You know.
It doesn't
You
lead
know.
to anything that's good.
It's, you know.
So yeah, so this is this is straight from their website.
People will
Yeah,
say to me, right, Red, you have recently used a consignment.
yeah,
Yes. Okay. Right. I think it helped a little bit that
mm,
I knew certain people and things.
yes,
Right.
yeah. Because
Yeah.
you got a call. Nico called you, freaked out to
Yeah.
say like, "Hey, Red, is this? Are you trying to set me up?" Nico
Yes.
thought, yeah. Oh, what's going on?
But even just for let's just say for speed of payment, it helped to know people. Right. What's
Mhm.
happening to me? What's happening?
I don't
What's
know. I don't
happening?
know. I don't know.
What's happening?
Hey,
What's going
hey,
on?
hey. I don't know. I'm getting text messages. There's something happened. I don't know. Whew, whew. Disregard. Hey, look at this. And then so the consignment model. I hate it. Now, but and you don't like it. You even though
No.
you kind of you got lucky, I think. You
It was
got lucky.
the
Other people
consignment
will not
model
be
for
so
me.
lucky.
The consignment model for me was successful. I think it was successful. I think based solely on the guy that works for Nico. Right, there's
Yeah.
a guy there that works for Nico who is an excellent salesperson,
Mhm.
excellent at what he does. I think that's why the consignment worked for me, and I think the reason
Yeah.
why I got paid so quickly was also I think it was a little bit to do with the fact that they didn't want any bad press. If you know what I mean. Right. So, but I personally now I wouldn't put another watch up on consignment with anyone. I think it's time just to say, right, if you have a
Yeah.
watch for sale, give me a price, and that's it,
Yes.
and you get the money.
Exactly. Because and like I hate and I look, I don't I hate to say this, but I mean I'm not the one who first set this idea, but like all of these dealers, they eventually get robbed. And Paul, think about it. Paul Thorp retired out of selling watches, as a business because he got sick and tired of getting robbed. And hey, Luxury Bazaar didn't get robbed yet, but they're like showing their place of business all the time. They show it from like
I
floor
wouldn't, I
plan.
wouldn't,
They
I
show it
wouldn't go.
from like
Yeah,
a drone at the top.
look, I'm just the sort of person in business, right? And maybe this is just me, but I think that if you want to sell something to someone, they offer you a price, and you come to a negotiation. You say, "There's the money, there's the product. That's it, done and
And
dusted."
just be done.
This thing on, it's too.
It's
There's
bad
too
for
much
everyone.
opportunity for things to go wrong. Too much opportunity. So it's not for
But you
me.
don't have to take it from us. You don't have to take it from us. Red Shovel, after all, he's a clown, right? Some people think you're a clown, Red.
I don't
But
care. I don't
I
care.
know, I know. But you know what? Look, we got Federico, and this is video. I didn't even watch it. I didn't have the time. I was on the phone right before the show, right when this thing dropped. I was like, oh my
People are
God.
saying there's a guy in
Look,
the
more watch
chat there saying that
consignment nightmares. My last video on consignment. Federico is sick
oh
and tired of consignment bullshit. He's going to say it as it is, and we could just watch this video and see what he says. How's that? How's that sound?
go for it.
Here we go.
Guys, and welcome back to another episode of Federico Talks Watches. This is a video I don't want to make, but we've got to talk about consignment again and why it's an awful idea. Please rest assured, this will be my last video on the subject. Now, before we get started, customary wristwatch check. Today I'm wearing my Patek Philippe Calatrava white gold sector dial on my custom-made Aaron Bespoke leather strap.
Aaron Bespoke is
Absolutely
nice.
loving it. And also, guys, don't forget to check out delraywatch.com. A bunch of new pieces in stock, including an ep1059 with the smoked purple
that's pretty nice.
dial, one of the rarest versions.
I wonder how much
out
he
there.
charges for one of those.
A Panerai 423 Power Reserve with the vintage styling, one of my all-time favorite Panerais, and by
These are
far
too big.
one of the most handsome.
I love that watch. I
And
love
You like
that
that one?
Ite-Noi
Yeah.
Chinese
What
dial.
the heck
I've never
is
had
this?
an Ite-Noi
Ugh.
watch in stock
This is
before.
something
These are very
only-
rare, very
only
small,
Federico would
independent
carry.
manufacturer, and
Weird,
I'm honored to have
wacky
gotten
stuff.
one today.
Hey,
All that and way more at delraywatch.com,
Okay.
the best place
Alright.
for a watch geek to buy a watch. Link in the description below. So yes,
Alright.
we're going to talk about consignment because I've been seeing a few other horror stories on Reddit. And guys, this is not a video talking about anybody specifically, but I feel it's a public service announcement that I'm going to recap for watch collectors. I've made a much more in-depth video about this. If you just search Watch Consignment Federico, this is just a recap so I can kind of refresh it in people's minds.
last time Federico, he got reprimanded for talking badly about consignment. You know, he got
And
reprimanded.
put it at the top of the YouTube feed because it's so important. It will be my last video on the subject. So guys, I'm not going to explain what consignment is. You should know, especially if you're watching this video, it's giving a watch to a dealer for free so you can sell it for you. Do not consign your watch. It's all risk.
Giving your watch for free to a dealer to sell for you. Oh my god. I mean, it's absurd.
Look, I think for some specialty pieces, right? Okay.
Yeah.
For some very specialty pieces,
Mm-hmm.
consignment is a good idea, right? But I think for your average Rolex, Submariner, Batgirl, GMT, Pepsi, whatever.
Yeah.
No.
I can explain what consignment is. You should know, especially if you're watching this video, it's giving a watch to a dealer for free so you can sell it for you. Do not consign your watch. It's all risk because you don't have to be a criminal like the timepiece gentleman for things to go wrong.
Yes, it's
honest dealers, things go wrong all the time.
Exactly.
Mismanage money,
external forces,
get robbed. And guess what? If that happens and they don't have the money to pay you, you're not going to get paid. Consignment is
Pause it there. Right. Right. What he says is to the truth. Right. Okay. What you'd hope, right, and what there should be is that the dealer is obviously insured so that if he gets robbed, there's money there. But what the insurance is not going to pay, is that if that dealer has received the money for your watch from somebody else and the dealer has reinvested that money very quickly into other watches, that's when the problem occurs. That's what's happening. The dealer is quite often taking the money from your watch. It's cash money sitting in their account. Before they send it to you, they're going, hold on, we'll just string this guy along for another week or two.
Yeah. And
we'll use that money to buy some other watches and hopefully make 500 there, 1,000 there. That's what happens.
Yeah.
And then if they do get robbed the insurance doesn't pay for that because it's not, by that stage, it's not your money. It's somebody else's money. It's fucked. It's fucked.
Oh my God. And it leads to that. And it leads to all these opportunities. And when the market turns, these dealers, they're trying to start and scramble.
It doesn't even have to be a market turning. It has to.
Yeah.
It's quite often down to the fact that the dealer makes a decision, right? he has sold your watch. He's done his job, but instead of the money being immediately transferred to you,
Yeah.
he takes the money and buys something else, right? And if something then goes wrong in that chain, you're fucked because it's your money that he's used.
Oh, Red, it's and but
It's
people say, hey, what did these guys? They're honorable. You know, they're legitimate. Where are they gonna go? They're on YouTube. How could they get away with it?
look. I would say maybe if some of these guys, if they're very well financed, right, there'll be some dealers that if they, for instance, took your money, it's not even your money because they've got that much money anyway. You know that it's not really your money. You know, if it's a really well financed person and if they get a couple of deals that go wrong, it doesn't really matter, right? Because
Yeah.
they still have money like to pay you. It's the dealers that are working from maybe a couple of watches to a couple of watches. And if one or two things go wrong, all of a sudden that's it, it's fucked. And then what appears to happen is that one or two things get fucked, and then they start taking in other watches, and it becomes like the pyramid scheme. Then
Yeah.
the
It just by
Ponzi scheme
itself. It doesn't even
falls.
have to be on purpose. It's not
Yeah,
malicious. It doesn't start out malicious.
I
It
don't
just
think
kind of
I don't think really any of them really sort of set out to actually,
yeah.
like, I think they all
Yeah.
actually do actually
Yeah.
set out to, to run a business, but
Yeah.
it
I
just
think
takes
all
over
of them
them.
were delusional enough to believe that they
Yeah.
could turn this into a multi-million-dollar business within a year or two. And
It
they
was all
took
that,
on all
look,
this
to be
risk.
honest with you, all that shit, all those videos that Roman put out, right?
Yeah.
I think that was a large catalyst for a lot of people
Yeah.
to start watch stealing. It really was.
Yeah. There were so many naive young
Videos
watch
that Roman
flippers.
put out, videos
Oh,
that Timepiece Gentleman put out,
oh,
unbelievable.
Red. I was in Miami, IWJG 2021. It was seething with fresh backpack flippers. Okay, there were these young, naive-eyed
Yeah.
flippers. They're all freaking burnt down.
Yeah,
It's all over
sure.
for those
Do you
guys.
remember the time? Sure. Do you remember even last year, like when we were there, that
Yeah,
other people had observed?
yeah,
Even in the first hotel, I can't remember like where it was IWJJ. There wasn't the same people in the lobby even
yeah.
to do
It
deals.
was
That was
dead.
the start. That was the start of the downfall. That was the
Yeah.
start. People should have realized
We went there,
it's
and it
fucked.
was dead, and people we were laughed at. We were said like, "Hey, Tim was there, but no one is there." That's the point.
No
That's the
one
point.
was,
It was dead at that time.
was
The
fucked.
stark
We were saying
difference
it.
from
We
1
all
year
said it.
ago.
It was fucked.
Yeah,
No one believed. No one would believe us. The market didn't want to admit that was it. The
the
grey
market
market
had an
at
allergic
the
reaction.
show at the Miami show that we were at, the market didn't want to admit that it was fucked. The dealers that we spoke to didn't want to
Yeah.
admit that.
They didn't want to be on camera. They didn't want to make any statements. It was-
Well, some of the dealers that wanted, that were going on camera were actually realists. They
yeah.
knew that what they had, they maybe had different stock. They maybe had some like specialist pieces. They maybe had, things that weren't as affected by a downturn. But anyone that had, like no date subs or or bad girl, they knew it was fucked. They
Oh.
didn't want to admit it.
Oh wow. Huh. Yeah. Red. This is crazy. This is crazy. Consignment and luxury bazaar must be broke. They must be broke if they're pushing consignment so hard.
I don't know if
It,
they're broke or not, but
they gotta be. I mean,
it's not a thing.
they're
I would
doubling
not in a
down,
million
and
years
they're
now step.
promising the moon. They're promising you like 19,000 for Pepsi. You know how generous that is?
It's not happening. No, I
Exactly.
wouldn't send
Where
anything.
in the
I wouldn't
hell
send
are they
any
getting
dealer
that
like
much?
that. Give me a price to buy. All I would be wanting is give me a price to buy this watch, right?
Yeah.
And let them earn a fair and reasonable, profit on it.
Yeah.
$500 is not a reasonable profit. Don't think that. It's just not happening. Like $2,000 on a watch is probably more. That's what it needs to be. And maybe like a shade more. Maybe or
Yeah.
maybe even much more like on certain like watches, like certain gold pieces and all. You have to
Okay.
be realistic. You
Yeah.
have to be realistic. But I would not take the chance on consignment. It's too risky. It's too risky.
Oh.
And I don't care who it is that you're consigned it to. It's too risky.
Mm. It's just even people with the best intentions who try to do consignment, it's just life, unfortunately, I think, is just too unpredictable to be
Too
able to
ridiculous.
take on that much responsibility.
And even some of the dealers like were taking the piss on these consignment fees where as if they sell the watch they're going to charge you like 20%. Like fuck off. Like you've had absolutely no risk on the watch. 10%, I think as someone said in the chat, is fair.
Dude,
Like that's more than fair.
also, they probably want to take watches on consignment because, like, their current inventory, they probably paid like big money. They said in their they want to Roman Sheriff wants to sell the company, and they said, I think in the article they said that they have $25 million of inventory. That 25 million probably is worth fraction of a fraction
It's probably
because
worth maybe 10
yeah,
million,
yeah, right. It's probably doesn't worth, you know it's probably
When
not worth
you
much, and they don't want to sell. They don't want to sell their inventory that they bought at the top of the market for at a deep discount and lose money. Nobody wants to
Inventory's
admit
always worth only a
defeat.
fraction because if they're saying that it's worth
Yeah,
25 million, they're probably and I don't know for sure, right? They're
yeah,
probably sort of aiming that's been at the top of the market when things are walking out the door. If you have to start to sell that shit, it's worth less.
yeah,
If the market's in a downturn, it's worth even less. If you're buying that company or if you're buying that stock off a company that's about to go in the tubes, you're paying even
yeah.
less for that as you know that. So it's maybe worth it could be worth as little as 5 million. Like I have seen
That
not when
Gerard
watches are
Perregaux
shooting.
is not selling for 600,000. There's
I
no
have seen
way.
I've seen certain stock in
Yeah,
businesses go from let's say £25, right? This is the price that we get
yeah,
for it when we sell it, right? It's £25. I have seen people paying, like for bulk stock, £5, and they're doing well. The person selling it's actually doing well, getting £5 for it.
yeah.
But you know what I mean? So it's fucked. It's fucked. If they have to sell now, it's fucked.
It's unbelievable. That's
Do you
why
know what I want to talk about?
consignment.
You know what I want to talk about?
It's
I was
very
sent pictures.
tempting.
Do you know what I want to talk about? I was sent
Yeah,
pictures today of Nico's watch,
yeah.
Nico's limited edition watch.
Oh my god.
I actually thought this was a joke.
You want me to show
When
it?
I
You
got,
want me to show it?
well, I was sent the pictures, and there is a website that sort of shows a blurred picture of it, and apparently
Yeah.
he was on another channel, and he was sort of and he was punting it.
Is it this?
Yeah, yes, that's it.
That's the watch?
A Tissot with a fuck you on the
That's the proper FU watch that Nika was spruiking this whole time?
Apparently
What?
so.
Are you kidding me? If Tissot partnered with Nico Leonard to make this, if this is an actual limited edition authorized by Tissot, then that brand would be dead to me. And I think a lot of people would feel the same way.
I was,
You
look,
know,
I was actually, look, I like Nico,
that's
right? I was actually
revolting.
hoping,
That is really revolting.
I was actually hoping for so much more.
There's
When I
no
got sent
way.
this, I went, this could not be it.
Yeah.
This could not be it, but that's it.
Bro, Jack. What is this? What is this?
Well, one day, Red Shovel's not wearing sunglasses, so it's my turn to wear sunglasses indoors. So
I couldn't find my sunglasses. Where are they? I've lost them. I can't find them anywhere. So I can't.
You gotta be honest. I mean, sometimes I don't understand. I don't know what is real life and what is satire. This cannot be real. I tried to tell myself. Hellhound, £2 super chat. Evening, gents from North London, England. Cheers to Hellhound from North London, England. Thank
I
you so
love
much
the
for
way he
supporting.
put England and I love the way he put England in brackets there, just so that
Yeah.
just in case we thought that North London wasn't in England.
Right. Well,
Good-
he wanted to be
good
sure.
going.
He wanted to be very specific about where he's located. He didn't want to be confused with
No,
any other part of the
but
country.
look, you've got them. You see, once I heard Nico was going to launch his own watch, right? I actually
Yeah.
had quite high hopes, but this is terrible.
If this is true, then I'm telling you, the Tissot brand would be dead to me forever. I will dedicate my life just hating on
I
Tissot.
was actually I had actually came around to Tissot watches quite a lot. You
I
know,
thought
PRX
I
was
didn't
just.
mind them.
I thought they were good for the price,
I
and
didn't say anything bad about Tissot ever. I thought they were cool. I thought they were great collectibles. They
I
had
think
many
the
different
first one that I
colors.
tried,
They
the
had
first one that I
dwarf
tried actually,
variants. I thought they were great. Kind of. It was for someone who wanted an AP Royal Oak but couldn't afford AP Royal Oak.
oh Tim,
You know,
no,
it was hope. This watch represented hope. Putting Nico and his two FU fingers on the display is this is like FU to the working class. This would be so messed up, you know, because this would mean that hope was joke all along. Okay.
I think I think they're limited. I think there's like 100. I think there's 100 pieces, as far as I know, and they'll probably all sell. But it's such. I was expecting something completely different.
This is AP and the elites, okay? Saying F you to all the Tissot owners. Really, man. This is the worst collab I have ever seen in my life.
Even worse than Bamford.
It's worse. It's worse.
I've actually really taken out against Bamford now. And I actually hate him. Hate him with a passion.
Really?
Yeah.
I was trying to patch things up.
No, with a fucking passion now. I like Bark and Jack, and I think that Bark and Jack has been sucked in to that world,
you know,
right? And I hate them now. Really do.
You know, they were doing a live stream. Adrian, Andrew, Bamford, and their camera guy, the guy that have working there.
Marcus.
And Andrew mentioned that, hey, oh, by the way, there was this moment where there was Tim in the full turban, and Adrian said, like, hey, oh yeah, Tim is in the chat, and you could see Bamford almost puke in his own mouth when my name was mentioned. It was Amazing moment on the live.
No, it's just
You guys
that.
should go
No,
rewatch it. It was too good.
I just know it was just that.
Yeah.
I've only really ever met them all once, and there was the time.
I
It was
love
last
them.
year in Geneva. Remember when we were with? Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And I just that was when the hatred was born. I just hated that guy. There's no. It's not the fact that
He's
it's
so full of
Word,
himself.
Red Shovel. Hate's a very
What's-
strong word.
No. I just no. I couldn't do him. No. Just-
Money cannot buy respect.
Yeah, it's just that there's loads of people I know that have mega money, right? And they're dead on. But that guy he just pisses me off. And even that, you see when they were going around in the Ghostbuster stuff, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was just a classic example of someone having too much money. It was something that didn't work. They didn't
It's
have to
something.
do
It was
that.
his, but you know that it was his idea. He
Yeah.
thought it would be cool, and nobody else could say no because
Yeah.
he is.
Yeah.
He is
That's
the
what I
money.
mean.
He's the money. So
That's what I
everybody
mean.
else had to listen to him.
I've spoken to
I mean, that's
Adrian
just
before.
you know
and
that's exactly what happened. I mean, you
I
can
think
read
he's
right
sort of
through it
fallen. No, can't stand him. Can't have him. No.
because he's all about the design and the aesthetics, right? So it was obviously his idea. Come on, everybody knows this.
I've
Anyway.
got 2 Bamford watches.
Yeah, Alex, how you doing? How you doing?
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm just concerned that people confuse me for Federico.
Federico.
I'm not.
I need to find glasses. Where the fuck would
And what I like about this show is that anyone that has short-term memory loss or even long-term memory loss can tune in any day of any week and hear the same topics being discussed time and time and time again.
It's because the same topics just keep.
It's like Groundhog Day, Tim.
over and over again.
It's Groundhog Day.
Sometimes it feels like we're on a loop.
The Pars in the chat has said, "What happened to the two-tone C dweller?" I never sold it, and then I was going to send it to Edinburgh Watch, but I never got around to it. And then I couldn't bring myself. Do you know that the two-tone C dweller was actually the first Rolex I bought?
What?
Yeah.
Really?
That was the first Rolex I bought.
Wow. So you jumped in, in the deep end right away.
Yeah, and that's
you almost lost that watch in Vegas. Oh, you.
No. That was the James Cameron.
I remember how fast you ran to go get your bag. We were on the live stream, and that's when I lost the pony, because you realized you had to go one way, I had to go the other way, and
it was amazing.
And I got all screwed up.
I was actually talking about that to a chap that we were doing some work for, a chap, right? And I happened to notice he was wearing. Now this is really weird because you don't see many of them. He was wearing a Rolex Deep Sea, right? And I just said to him, "I love your Rolex Deep Sea," and he was amazed that I knew what a Rolex Deep Sea was and all the rest.
Really?
Yeah, he was
wow.
Oh, you know what this is? And he's a guy. He's an older guy. He would be in a very high position in society, right? And he was and I started talking about watches and about the ones I had, and he just looked at me and I said to say, how do you have so many Rolex watches? Because even he was struggling to get anything from the AD.
Oh.
And it's because you have to keep on you have to keep on playing the game. You have to play the game. That was it, basically.
Yeah.
That's what it sort of came down to. It was the fact that this guy would have been really, really well known, really respected, blah, blah, blah. But if you only ask them once, and if they say no the once, he didn't try again. You basically have to keep at them a little bit. That was the key.
Alex says, "Why are there 2 red shovels on the stream?" Hey, no, there's 3. Now
Well,
there's three
just in case one of us drops off to sleep, there's always another one. We keep one as a spare in rotation.
I have found the Amiga glasses combined with the Psycho Bunny hat. I love it.
We love our British audience, or UK based, Europe based.
Until you don't. Yeah, it's like past midnight. Then it's like we're like yesterday's news. You just discard us, and you just you give us shit sandwiches to eat all day, every day. We know how it's made. We know what's going on.
We're too good. It's too good. It's too good. Well, let's keep going here with this Federico Talks Watches video. He's going after consignment. We said consignment was a bad idea since the beginning, but people don't like to listen to us. So here we go. His second opinion. Okay, so let's see it. Where is it? Here we go.
With your item, would you FedEx a stack of $50,000 to a random guy you only seen on the internet? It's the same thing as consignment. What guarantee is it that you're going to get it back or going to get paid?
Would you send $50,000 to a random guy on the internet? That's what it is. That's what consignment is.
You see, are people only just realizing this? Are people only just realizing this?
I think
some people are.
I think people were innocent enough to believe that other people are not out there just to scam them.
No, it's not even that they're out to scam them. It's that you're sending, let's say, a 50 grand watch to somebody. Yes, they may have sold 10, 20, 100 watches on Instagram. But at the end of the day, what assurances is there that when your watch arrives, something's not going to happen?
They saw where the wizard lived, the basement, the cave,
That's what
did deals with him.
That's what finally convinced me. I say to myself, I'm about to send this man 20 grand.
He looked like a vampire.
It looks as if he lives in a fucking basement.
It looked like a fucking torture dungeon.
Yeah, and you gotta go. You have to wise up, and that's what I done.
LJB $5 super chat. Anyone noticed Luxury Bazaar's Social Blade and they need 100 subs being brought? Someone Roman's channel. LOL. Too linear for real subs. Yo, their channels are dying. They're buying subscribers, obviously. Luxury Bazaar, they're imploding. They got to be losing so much money because those videos that they're producing right now, they're just costing them money. They're not making anything from that. Meantime, look at this Federico. He's been making this video just facing the camera. Dude, this literally takes 15 minutes of effort and to produce. Right, and he's getting actual clients calling him and buying watches. Like, this is the way you actually run this type of business, not by creating a toxic work environment at your workplace, and then just torture your employees on camera, okay, and then getting the entire world then to go and criticize, hey Dom, you didn't sell that watch fast enough. Hey, Red, how would you feel if there was a camera, at your plumbing company, always watching you? Huh? You'd be okay with it?
I'm a plumber. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I forgot that was the
at your plumbing job.
The narrative. Sorry,
as you're changing pipes.
Yeah.
If there was always a camera.
It was always going to be okay in the good days when they were buying a watch, and by the time the person that handed the watch over to them, it was worth more money. It was always going to be easy. It was easy.
Yeah.
But now it's the brutal reality of what being a proper watch dealer is. And I don't think a lot of these guys are proper watch dealers. They're just fucking idiots.
Or they might not turn out to be, because consignment has never led to anything good, even when there were good intentions.
A lot of watch dealers are gonna hate that I make this video.
Oh yeah,
because consignment is a very big part of their business. Because it's free watches for
free
sale. They're
watches.
taking no
It's
risk.
so tempting.
They're getting your watches for free. You're taking the risk, and they sell it. And guess what? 90% of the time, 95, 99% of the time, it's fine. Things are just fine. But that 1%, you get screwed. Not all dealers are liquid, especially small dealers who are the last people you should be consigning.
Yeah, you would think that, hey, Roman, he's a big dealer. But remember, he's been firing people left and right. And now they got some eerie-eyed employee, this new dumb guy. He looks dumb as hell. Like, he looks like a fall guy. He looks like, literally, if you were gonna burn down the place, this is a guy that you get to say, like, oh, I didn't know you can't spill gasoline on the floor. this dumb guy. Look, he's clearly a fall guy. He's clearly, you guys have to go and watch it, and you can clearly see, oh, of course.
I actually don't want to watch. I think it's fucked. It's fucked. All these places are. All these guys are fucked now.
It's over,
fucking
man.
over.
It's over. It's over.
So, but it's so over now that it's not even. That it's. That it's barely funny. It's just it's over.
It's sad. It's really sad. I don't wish that they were gonna that this would happen to them. It just does. This is just nature.
I think there was a lot of people for a long time made a lot of money, right? Over with the whole explosion of watches.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of smug cons tried to tell us what we should be doing.
Yeah.
And they're now finding out they're fucked. And I have no sympathy for them.
No sympathy at all. LJB, thank you so much for becoming a member of the channel. Really appreciate that. Guys, by the way, if you've been watching the stream so far, hit that upvote button. Let's get to 100 upvotes. And we've got 203 people watching the stream. It's incredible numbers. Let us know in the chat, what do you think about consignment? Do you want to give your $50, $60, or $100,000 watch to some random guy on YouTube? And if you don't want to do that, why not? Why not? What's wrong with it?
I think it's getting
brain. You have a brain.
Because you have a brain.
Because you have a brain, and you don't like.
I know.
Take that brain out, pop it off, put it by the side, and give them your watches.
What do people give $100,000 worth of watches to these random guys on YouTube? What were they thinking? And they're smart people. This is the problem. They were smart people. I know some of them, incredible people, but they just believed that just necessarily because someone is on YouTube that they're not going to run away or do anything like this.
Do you know who helped push this big time? It was definitely David Khalil's videos. He really, the people that were they're really pushing the whole consignment thing. Fuck me, they hated him for that.
Oh yeah.
They hated him for that.
Well,
but that is someone, right? I would imagine that David's thinking there is, right? That is someone who's probably, or maybe not him personally, but the person that he works for, or person that he's partnered with, is someone who's really well financed and knows that they can buy watches at a fair price and sell watches at a fair price. So they're just cutting out the whole consignment thing.
Yeah. Unbelievable stuff. Let's keep going here with this.
Just because they break your watch or they get robbed or it gets lost in shipping doesn't mean they have the money to pay you. And you shouldn't assume they have the money to pay.
That's what's going on with the Mike and Josh situation, right?
Oh,
Mike and Josh. Huh?
he refers to it. He refers to it later on. So he does
Oh,
talk about. He doesn't specifically call them out, but he talks about insurance claims. So you'll pick up on it.
exactly. Okay. Let's keep going then.
Pay you. A lot of them are going to wait on getting paid out from insurance. Total bullshit, by the way, because why should me, the customer, have to wait because that broke dealer can't pay me because something bad happened to them? But it is what it is. Better hope that insurance money pays out. All I'm saying is I'm a dealer that's...
Yeah, better hope that insurance pays out. And what do we have with the Mike and Josh situation? You know, we're hoping that they're going to pay out, but you see, even with the best intentions, oh my God damn it. Roommate in the chat says, do you want Korean food? Okay, sure, fine. Sure. That's good. Okay, thank you. Thank you, roommate. Yes. Unbelievable.
Pull up Rob's comment.
Ridiculous. It's ridiculous, you know.
David
Khalil was hated. Red. You weren't there on the first Miami on like 2 years ago when the market was booming in Miami.
No.
David Khalil put out a couple of videos where he talked about standardizing margins on watches, like that dealers should have like a 10% margin across the board. He was saying like that would be a good thing for the market because right now dealers kind of go, they just basically, they'll do any margin, whatever, they'll just make up any margin they can get away with. And he said like that's not good for a long term of the market. They hated him. They wanted him out.
Yeah.
You know?
Because they were making too much money. That's was wrong.
But they were killing it. Anthony Farrow was so delusional. He thought he was going to rule the world by reselling used Rolex watches. It's insane.
It's the fact that people believe this shit. You see, I have seen it all before. I have seen all the people, not even in the watch industry, but other industries, come along and go, oh, I'm doing this. I'm making this amount of money. I'm doing this. I've got all these contracts. And you just go, it's such, they may well have for a very short period, but they don't pay their taxes. They don't pay VAT. They don't do this. They don't know how to run a business, and that's what inevitably happens. You can make money at lots of things, but there's a difference between making money and running a business.
Right. Exactly.
Started from nothing, and I very rarely did consignment, if at all. And if I can start with $4,000 and make it into a multi-million-dollar business with relying...
Right, exactly. And Red, Federico says that he's never done consignment. So why are all these dealers doing consignment? It's not necessary.
It's not required. No, there are other watch dealers that don't do consignment and never have done consignment. So you see, this is the thing.
It's not necessary. The dealers, they're just doing it because they think they can get away with it. They think it's helpful.
Yeah,
but it's not. It's really.
I was just about to mention their two names right just before Diego came on, and I know that he doesn't want me to mention Paul's name or Spencer's name. So.
Oh. Really?
Yeah. I think he said that at some stage a while ago. Don't mention BQ, don't mention Paul. We don't want to talk about them.
Yeah, don't talk about BQ.
Nearly as if
who doesn't like it
got to him.
Sorry,
they
my
said
mic was
no
muted.
to
No,
join.
go for it. I was just teasing.
No, it's just that I remember. Do you know when there was that sort of time? Just when things started to turn, and that even BQ and other sort of companies here were all of a sudden, whereas they would have offered you on your watch, they were all of a sudden going, "Oh, we'll just do like a consignment." And Paul was sort of doing the backup videos to say, "Oh, this is good. This consignment's great."
Yeah, I got my theories. I got my theories why. I mean, I'm sure to some people it's clear as day, right? I'm not a businessman.
Yeah.
But we've been focusing on how bad consignment is. We've been focusing on the results of consignment, all the bad. But I never stopped to ask myself, why are these dealers going to consignment? There was always the thought of it's a risk to buy a watch in a falling market, right?
Yeah.
That was my thoughts. And I'll get to it later. I think it's a good conversation. We'll wait till Sheen jumps on, some other guys, but
Hey,
it makes sense. It makes sense why they're doing it, Red Shovel in short.
Yeah.
But it's if you look at the cause and effect, it's kind of scary. So
yeah, it's look, and did you see consignment? If you do it, I'd say that if companies are strict with themselves and if they do it right, okay, I think it's so tempting that when you sell a watch, you get the money in, there's that temptation to do something else with the money instead of sending it directly to the client. That's where the problem.
It's not even temptation. Sometimes it's just you have to make a decision. There's some type of an instant decision that's needed to be done. You suddenly need the money.
That's right. Or yes, that's right. Or
Something
it
comes
could
up.
just be. Or
think about this,
it could
Red.
just be
It
an
always
operational.
comes up.
Red, a lot of
It could just be an operational thing where something happens. Like where you get something.
Well,
I don't know if you've a premises.
Red, slow down for a sec. There's some consignment agreements that say you will be paid in 2 to 3 business days, right? So if you think about it, let's say I sold your Sea Dweller for, I don't know, 20,000. I don't have to pay you for 2 to 3 business days by our agreement. And that 2 to 3 business days, I'm going to do whatever I want with my money because it's my money now, sort of. I think that's the way. No. I'm not saying it's right. I know. Holy shit. Holy fuck. You got to pretend like I'm a gray market dealer. I'm giving their perspective.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's right.
Man.
But that's how they see it. They see it as this is part of their revenue. And they're going to use their revenue to generate more business. That's how they make themselves feel better at night, right? Even though they're technically stealing your money, you're out your money. Yeah, it's not their money. You got to when I say stuff, you just got to let me finish. Or I'll let you know when I'm playing a character. I think I'll try to work on that.
Damn. No, it's freaking wild stuff, guys. LBX is now consignment. Is it really? You would think that this is not real. This has got to be some kind of.
Look at this. 14 days, right?
14 days if they sell online.
It'll be paid out in 14 days. Wasn't there one of those guys in England? That's how I only pay out every couple of weeks or some shit. I think that's that's what Wizard was telling people.
That's what the Wizard was doing. Wizard didn't even have any kind of documents. I think I have the document.
He said it himself. I pay out twice a month.
Yeah. Oh no.
So between that time, assuming he's not stealing money, he's using that money to continue his business. And that's not right.
Oh my God. I think I have the document. Here we go. Let me see it. I don't know. I think this is the. Oh my God. This is the LBX consignment agreement. Wait, how do I increase it in size? What the? Oh, maybe like this. 200. Okay, maybe 300. Okay, look at this. LBX consignment agreement. This agreement is made as for this date. This is as a date. Oh damn. What was this background? Here we go. This is the owner right and title to the following merchandise. This is like they substitute your stuff right to sell. A minimum price at which seller may sell the merchandise shall be 19,000. Oh, so they're gonna try to just basically say, hey, we'll sell it for minimum 19. But how could that be possible? These prices, they're fantastical. They're only possible if they flood their website with
What if they're selling them to the CPO?
they're just selling them to CPO.
They know they can sell it for 20 grand to Bucra.
Oh, I take advantage of the bookers 20% cash back. Oh my god.
Upon sale of the merchandise, seller will remit payment of the fast cash rate within 10 business days following the seller's receipt in full of the sale. So I think I'm stupid, but does that read that once the watch sells, they've got 10 business days to pay you?
Yeah. The seller will
Or am I reading that
get
wrong?
payment of the fast. I don't know, actually. It's confused. Upon the sale of merchandise, seller will remit payment of the fast cash rate within 10 days, business days following seller's
Yeah.
receipt.
So for 10 business days,
Mm-hmm.
they
They have 10
have
business days to send you the money.
There's-
Hey, George,
10 business days to play around with that money.
George.
Hey, people.
Yo, what do you think? What's your reaction? What's your statement that you want to make?
That's even worse than my 2 to 3 days, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just think that they've got accustomed to this consignment, and they're not going to let it go because it's easier for them than obviously to hold inventory. And it's like a drug. Once they've had it, they don't want to let it go. But let me make one thing clear. Let me make one thing very specific. And we had this conversation the other day on the community stream. When we say great dealers, in my view, it's mostly the hybrid YouTube dealers. A great dealer in reality, in my eyes, is the guy that's got a business, bricks and mortar, that's been trading for 20, 30 years with his family, that's got a regular, sustainable business that you can go and buy, trade a piece, and he's been there, he's in your street, and he's a physical store, and he probably doesn't have a YouTube presence. When we're talking great dealers on YouTube, that's a whole different thing. Let's define this and not get this confused. And those guys on YouTube, whatever their MO is and what they're trying to do, it looks somewhat shady to say the least. But if you were to walk to a place in LA, Atlanta, New York, Boston, wherever, and you found those real stores that have stock, they would never, ever want to contemplate a consignment piece because they're in business to buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell. If I went to my guy in Dubai and said consignment, you know what he would say to me? He would say to me, what are you talking about? Are you stupid? We will buy your product. This is the offer. Do you want it or not? The whole thing with consignment, I believe, with YouTubers is to have this cash revenue coming in at zero cost. And because they've got used to it over the last 2 or 3 years, they don't want to let it go. Why would they want to stock up on products when they got your product interest-free? Get it? It's interest-free. It's not free. But the real gray marketeers out there, or the parallel traders, or the traders, they're not interested in consignment. They just want to buy your product at whatever price you agree and move on. We have to differentiate that, because what we don't want to do is damage the mama and papa stores that are around, have been around for such a long time. That's all I have to say about the differential of this gray market thing. It's very important.
Very good. Very good.
We don't want to tarnish them, right? Because someone
No.
like someone like Diego, someone like Alex, someone like Red that's got a Patek, that's got a VC, that's got a Rolex, and they want to turn it into cash, they can go there and they'll get a cash offer. If they like it, they cash in. If they don't, they can leave. If they want to buy another piece, they can buy another piece. But this whole hybrid YouTube thing, right?
It doesn't work.
It's like a mirage.
Yeah.
You know, is there water there? Am I going to get water? No, but look at the history.
Disaster.
Look at the last 3 months, Tim. You've had more data to cover than anything because they're killing themselves.
It's truly incredible.
It's crazy. This happens in any arena where there's easy money and point of entry. Where it's easy to enter, boom, you find these situations. And
you have to be just a little bit more skeptical. Like a lot more skeptical. You have to.
You do, and the whole YouTube thing was an opportunity. It wasn't a business.
Yeah.
All these people built massive businesses around an opportunity about a price going so sky up. Let's build a massive business. It's an opportunity, guys. It's not a business. Period.
It was going crazy. The market. You can't disagree though. The market was going crazy.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
I thought it was going to go up forever. I was convinced. They convinced me.
We used to ask ourselves, what will cause this to stop?
Yeah,
we didn't really have an answer beyond worldwide recession.
And then just one day, boom, it was all over, and for no reason. There was no good reason. It was not like there was something big that happened to ruin watches for everyone.
Yeah, there was the invasion of Ukraine. That's pretty big.
Reason watches went out of style. No, come on.
Number 2 military power in the world invades sovereign nation. That's pretty big. Sovereign nation that wants to be part of NATO.
I don't. No.
That couldn't be that.
Could it be that?
Maybe.
That
probably not.
The start of it, the straw that broke the camel's back.
Well, think about it. If during that time, the dealers were all buying as quick as they could buy. They were buying, right? Credit card bills.
Oh my God.
Bank loans you got to pay. Imagine if for like a month and a half, people are like, "Ooh, this might turn into something real bad worldwide." Right? Is this World War III? I'm not spending my money. And all these dealers, how do you get rid of inventory when nobody's buying? You drop the price. You drop the price, and the prices have just been dropping. You look at Moda, you get a brand new Panda Daytona, 37 grand. The next guy lists it for 35. The next guy lists it for 33. It's just a race to the bottom.
It's a race to the bottom.
Yes.
And there's no sign of
slowing down. There used to be the fear of missing out. If I don't buy now, it's going to be more expensive, right? Yeah. These dealers now, they have FOMO. If I don't drop my price, I'm not going to sell this watch.
Oh. And you know what? A lot of these dealers, they're still so stubborn. They're reluctant to drop the prices. I think this is why actually maybe Luxury Bazaar is trying. This is the last breath that they're trying to do because they don't want to sell their own inventory at a huge loss and admit, terrible buying habits. And instead they're going to take on, free inventory and try to flip it in hopes that, market will turn around and the stuff is start going back up again. But, I don't think it's going anywhere.
I'll go through my theory of why a lot of dealers are doing consignment, not just Luxury Bazaar.
Okay.
But I believe that a lot of these gray market dealers are reactionary. They have a reactionary business model.
Yeah.
Right. So they see the market going up. There's a spike, right? What do? They over leverage.
Yeah.
They buy more inventory. They expand. They hire. They're just good. They're chasing the market. Okay. They have little to no reserves. Their overhead is increasing every day, but it's okay because they're making money. They have new target goals, right? We'll use Luxury Bazaar as an example. We're going to turn I think they said 100 million into a 300 million or something like that.
Oh.
So how do you grow from 100 to 300? Well, you have to hire people. You need more office space. You need productions. You need marketing. That stuff costs money. When the market
big.
fell, so did buy prices, right? We talked about this.
Yeah.
Everybody has seen the gap between the buy and the sale price grow every day. That's a given. I think eventually customers on a whole decided to just refuse to sell to gray market dealers at these ridiculous prices. I mean, if you have a Batman and you send it to Federico and he's got one, and Federico doesn't do consignment, so bad example, but let's just go with it.
Yeah.
He's got one on his website for 22, or let's use David SW, perfect example. He's got one on his website for 22,000.
Yep.
And he says, I'm not really in the market. Well, I need to sell.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll give you 12. Excuse me?
Yeah.
So that was happening this whole past year. People stopped sending their watches on the sale to these gray market dealers.
Yeah.
Okay. So what did these gray market dealers do? We're not going to buy, but we can consign this watch. But they're doing it very quietly. They're doing it very quietly. It wasn't publicized. It wasn't marketed. It wasn't on their website per se. And meanwhile, these companies, they're still working on that overhead spike, right? They're still here. They still have all the employees. They have all the overhead, the facilities, the videos, but the market's doing this.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's this gap is growing. They're letting go of people. They're firing people. They're not producing as many videos. How do you turn inventory at spike numbers when people aren't selling you watches? You have to get inventory somehow, right? So when people stop selling their watches, these gray market dealers can no longer sell watches. When you can no longer sell the watches, guess what happens? Your buying power reserve is eaten away every single day. Every single day, right? So when that buying power diminishes,
oh my God,
if you want to maintain the status quo that you're at right now, because you were living in the now, you're reactionary to the market, you had no reserves, how do you get inventory? Do you go take a loan or do you consign?
fuck.
So these, and I hope Luxury Bazaar succeeds. I think a lot of the people there are, Marco's great. I've talked to Adrian. He's a good guy. But how do you get inventory when no one's going to sell to you at your buy price? Because it's so low and you don't have a capital reserve. You have to consign. And the fact that they're leaning, the fact that they're leaning so hard into consignment, Tim, the fact that they're leaning into it so hard tells me that things aren't good. And not just for Luxury Bazaar, but most of these other gray market dealers. And Red Shovel, you asked earlier, you said, not everybody consigns. You know who doesn't consign? Eric Wind, MVV Watches, Lunar Oyster, Federico. These are all small operations to where if one year they make 300,000 profit, the next year they make 2, the following year they make 5, the next year they make 100, they're okay, right? So what? We don't go out to dinner on Fridays anymore. It's been a rough year. But when you have a huge company with 30 employees, you can't go from 1 million to 30 and survive. You just can't. So I think we're all in agreement of why consignment is bad. We've all seen the pitfalls of it, but I thought it was interesting to dive into what has led all these companies that were giants in the industry to all of a sudden lean so hard into consignment.
Diego, to your point, what's really screwed up with all the controversy of TPG and what have you that's happening, that Roman would build this for Luxury Bazaar and still keep pushing this narrative. That is a clear picture of, what they've got a lack of and what they're trying to do. With all this bad press, you would think that they would stay away from anything to do with consignment, but they're pushing this narrative still. It's really bizarre. Like, dude, move away.
You would think people would move away, but I think a lot of these guys, they've kind of put themselves in a corner where, like I said, that gap between revenue and overhead is increasing daily.
Roman's not a proper watch dealer.
And they have that tough decision to make. Guys, what do? Do we cut back by 50%? or do we go for consignment? We need watches to sell. People aren't fucking selling their watches to us because we're offering the worst prices possible because we don't have the money to offer them a fair price. How do we get these watches? Well, they don't grow on trees. Well, let's just tell them, give us your watch, send us your watch for free. We'll sell it. We'll make our profit, and then we'll pay them back. Right? I mean, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful business model. If people fall for it, it will save them. If it works, it will save them. But it's temporary.
Hey, by the way, guys, it looks like we have
it's reactionary
viewers joining our stream. Guys, if you're joining stream over from Oshin's iBashers channel, shout out to Dirk. Guys, also hit the upvote button if you're watching the show, to show some support to help the algorithm and stay away from consignment.
Yeah. Do you get what I mean, George? By it's a
Seriously.
reaction. It's reactionary. All these guys that are leaning towards consignment are being very reactionary. They didn't hedge when the market was going strong. They weren't putting money away.
No. It's these guys. They live in the moment. That's why they're driving Lambos and shit.
You got to spend money to make money, right?
Yeah, but this was never a business. This is the whole point for these hyper guys.
These guys are not businessmen.
For these guys, these hyper guys, I'm going to call them hyper guys on YouTube. They had no business creating a business on an opportunity that was a bubble. The people that I respect are the people that have been in business, I say it again, 20, 30 years, that have got 4 employees in a store that's got, I don't know, 150 watches, that have got a space in the market and have got a need where I can take my piece and cash out at any given time, or upgrade or downgrade or what have you. But the other boys, that was an opportunity, guys. And if you didn't see that was a limited window to make money and get out, what more for you? But realistically, with everything in the media and everything being said, if I was some of these guys, I would be doing damage limitation, cutting down staff, and looking at my business model. How much cash have I got to really buy pieces? How can I survive? This consignment thing, there is no way people are going to consign anything because it's just bad.
You shouldn't be. Bad. People shouldn't be. It's not a great idea. It sounds good on paper. Like when you just tell someone, it sounds okay. But then when you like really think about it, when you really consider what you're actually doing, is that you're sending someone $100,000 almost cash.
Yeah, and not only that, I get the
on the internet.
Tim, I get the impression that when they get some money, they put it into their cash flow as regular money. They don't. I think it's very difficult for these guys to say, "Oh, I've just sold Alex's watch for 20K. I've made 1,000. Let me pay him next morning." It just goes in their cash flow, and when it goes in your cash flow and it runs and runs and runs for days, that's the danger. You got to have a cutoff period to say.
If you made $1,000 net profit on a watch, you really didn't make $1,000. You made $10, or I'm sorry, you made $100, right? That's what's the actual profit at the end of the year is. And I think, like you said, George, these guys, the profit that they were making, they were spending it.
It's just spending. It's just you know what it is. You know what? Can I be honest with you? It's not just bad business. It's bad business ethics. Because to do consignment, you've got to be you've got to have really high ethics. That money comes in, it doesn't belong to us, it goes out within 24 hours. I used to consign posters to this company. I used to collect posters for my sins. And I gave this company 20 posters, and they sold them over 6 months. I never called them, Tim. I never called them Diego. I got a statement every 30 days with monies because they paid once a month. And I would be very surprised because I was getting posters being paid for without following up, but because they knew how to run a business and they were disciplined, I never had anything to worry about.
Well, there used to be such things as ethics before. Yeah, but right? Not anymore. There's no more such things.
When I'm getting 20, 30, 40, 50, 100,000 in my bank account, it plays on my honesty, doesn't it? And it plays on my ethics.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say I'm not saying that Luxury Bazaar do this or whoever does this, but it's not a means to an end. It's just a mess.
Can you imagine? Really a mess. Can you imagine? This thought crossed my mind today because we just bought a new car. But can you imagine going to a car dealer and saying, "I want to buy this car"? It's for Miss Diego. Thank you. I want to buy this car and I want to trade my car in. what will you give me for my car? And they say, we'll give you 5,000. Oh, great. On consignment.
Oh,
What do you mean? What do you mean on
What?
consignment? Why don't you give me the, well, we don't have the money. Yeah. What does that tell you about that car dealership? Like, holy
Liquidity
shit.
problem.
You can't buy my car for fair market price and you want me to buy one from you?
Yeah, exactly.
nobody has cash.
It's interesting you talk about cars because I was about to mention that Ferrari, a lot of Ferrari dealers in the UK have a no-buy policy at the moment, so they won't buy cars unless
Wow.
you're trading in for another model. And can you
Yep.
just imagine that we're talking about established market, and we're not talking about fly-by-night
Yes.
sort of bat flipper Ferrari dealers. We're talking about ones that have been there for 30, 40, 50 years. And they've had a record-breaking year, this one in particular that I know about, and yet they have a no-buy policy.
You know what that tells me is that they have some pretty smart people in the boardroom that are looking into the future and saying,
Exactly.
oh, hold on. You know, yes, we had an amazing year.
Yep.
Let's maintain that amazing year. Let's not flush it down the drain and start buying a shitload of used cars that are going to drop in price.
And in the meantime, they're trying to sort of sell. They've got 6 salesmen people in that particular store trying to sell from a stock of 11 cars. They sell new as well, but obviously that's at the behest of allocation from Ferrari to get them that. But most of their sales come from secondhand cars. They've only got a dozen cars, and this is a huge dealership.
So they wouldn't buy your Ferrari?
Well, not that I have a Ferrari. I just
thought you went in there with your Ferrari.
No, I'm Lotus. But no, it is quite. It is. I think the thing is that consignment has always been around in one form or another, but this has been used by legitimate companies that have to use it to weather the storm, to rather than tie up their capital in inventory and not getting a return of that investment. They just sort of essentially try to roll it out. To your point, Diego, that was quite well made. We don't want to insult customers by offering them 10 pence in the pound for whatever asset that they're selling. But the problem is, of course, just as we see watch dealers going bankrupt because they've got their operating profits to pay for, the temptation is to use that money that they made from selling a car to bankroll their systems. It's also happened in the car business as well, where dealers,
and that contract, it gives them the opportunity. It said you'll be paid out in 10 days. What do you guys think they're doing for 10 days with that money? They're not putting it in the S&P 500, right? Who knows what they're doing? But why? Wires. If you do it at the right time, you can get it instantaneously. Why would I need to wait 10 days?
That alone is a telltale sign. I mean, as I said 2 minutes ago, I've just sold Diego's piece for 20,000. I ring up Diego. Congrats, Diego. We just sold your piece. You'll have the money tomorrow. It's just the temptation. It's just the temptation.
They just want to make sure that while they have your cash, there's no immediate sick deal that they might
miss out on.
Need to use your money to get. Imagine they get your money, they make the sale, they got your 100K that they're about to wire you, and then bam, a sick deal comes their way, a once in a lifetime opportunity to swindle someone else out of
because that sick deal, Tim, may require immediate wire. Right?
So they can wire it, and then they can say, okay, we don't have to tell, but we don't have Diego. By the way, they have no obligation.
It's not even.
Tell you.
It's not even. We don't have to tell.
It's not even.
We don't have to tell.
Is it the day they send the wire? Was it the day they get the money? The day they feel like they got the money? What is a date of sale?
Forget we don't have to tell them the date of sale. Now we've got 10 days. We can tell them and we can still.
But 10 days could be 15 days because they could say, well, we don't count a date of sale until like 5 days after we get the money in the bank, because we really like to make sure that money is there and it's like solid. Right? So that could be 15 days. So you never know. This is tricky stuff. This is you're dealing with tricky stuff.
Do you know what you should ask him? Right.
Yeah.
You know what you should ask, right? People who are watching this who have solo watch on a consignment, right? Ask them what paperwork did they ever get?
Yeah.
Right?
Let's see the contracts. Let's see.
No.
Yeah.
If you watch show and you got a payment, right?
Yeah.
Let's see what paperwork that you got.
What are you talking about, Red Shovel? If it's in the watch vault, it's fine. It's all legit.
Oh my God. By the way, Red, I wrote down some moments from Paul Thorp's reaction to the Rolex Ripper TV show. Do you want to watch it?
I so wanted to be on the show that.
Yeah, go for
night.
that. I need to take a little break, so go for that.
Okay.
And where are the super chats? I mean, Jesus Christ, guys.
Guys, send super chats now.
I'm going to start it off. I got paid today. It's Friday. Let's see.
Diego, you're too nice. You're too nice.
No,
I don't know.
Don't get too excited.
No, I'm not really excited. My expectations are not very high. But hey, guys, if you're watching the show, if you're finding this message important, upvote the show. Oh, okay. Hey, you know what? If everybody contributes $1, that would be incredible.
You know how an avalanche starts, Tim?
Yeah, with a
snowflake. With a snowflake.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
boom.
That's the snow. Hey, I'm a snowflake. There you go.
You are a snowflake. That's it. That's it. Okay. Red.
Hang on a sec.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's okay. Continue.
Oh my God. You're not gonna believe this. So number one thing, and you guys are gonna the bridge audience is going to like this. Apparently, Paul says that they stole his script. This was his idea. The TV show was based on his idea. Did you know that, Red?
You remember? But
you know what? Hold on. Sorry, Red.
Paul was talking about this for a while.
Yeah.
You know what? I believe Paul 100%. This is something that he was, as Red saying, and you know the BBC, they're the biggest motherfuckers in the world. I swore. There you go. They are like that, and I believe that whatever Paul said, they probably brought him in, and he scripted it, and they ripped the guy off. 100%.
I think.
I believe that.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, but I think they had the correct reason not to take Paul seriously. And actually,
yes, that is because there's things that Paul said and done that the BBC just stepped away from him.
They were like, "Ooh, we can't."
Oh, fuck that! Oh no, we don't want to be. We don't.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Let's watch this first moment where Paul.
Super chat.
Oh, super chat. Kojak time £1. That's technically more than Diego's super chat of $1.
He's a cheapskate.
And Mike V, £1. Thank you so much, Mike V. I really appreciate that. Hey, Diego, thank you so much for starting the avalanche. They're really coming in now.
This is a little avalanche. What the hell is this?
What the fuck?
Hey, you got 289 viewers. That's if everybody super chats $1.
That's not my definition of avalanche, but you know what? Hey.
Oh. Here it comes.
Yeah, flash it.
Fucking show off, Red Shovel.
Show off, Red.
And Mike V, and then Mr. Milgaus €1 super chat, and Red Shovel £10. Thomas Burnett $10. Thomas Burnett.
Oh, jeez.
It's going down.
Thomas Burnett, $10.
2 zeros, $20.
Thomas Burnett's freaking hilarious. Yesterday's price is not today's price. 79 cents.
Pence.
Yeah.
Pence.
The Paul Thorp sock.
It's like $1.
And whoa, $209, $20. Here you go. Thank you. Thank you, 209. I appreciate it. Yeah,
Damn.
yo, Red, I'm gonna be buying tickets right after the show.
Tickets for
Oh,
what?
in the hotel room.
Miami.
The hotel room in Miami. We're going to the antique show.
Oh,
Tear it up.
holy shit. We completely forgot. There's 2 unboxings tonight.
That's right. Guys,
There's 2 huge unboxings. I completely forgot about
but we
that.
got to get to 200 upvotes for two.
Fuck the upvotes, Tim. $200. What are you talking about? The upvotes?
$200. We need $200.
Diego, isn't it free? Free up? Isn't it free
No,
unboxing?
there's nothing for free here.
No, not free. The number free, not
the
free
number
as in. Yeah.
Oh,
3. I don't know if.
I can't talk
don't
too
know.
much
Is
because
it-
I know things.
Oh, are you
I
talking
can't
about
really-
Los Angeles?
oh,
No, I'm talking about the other area with a B.
the what?
For
Oh, I-
$500, Alabama Blondie will do an unboxing on stream.
What?
Dude, those girls are loud last night. They can party.
I know.
I would
I know.
unbox Alabama Blondie.
Alabama's
Right
a great
there.
girl. She must be a great laugh to having a party.
She's great. Yeah.
Bless her.
Hey, speaking of great, O'Sheen O'Malley. O'Sheen.
You
Hey.
did a segue that wasn't disparaging.
No. Hey, you know what? It's just
It's
whatever
usually
the last
speaking
thing
of
we were
flat
talking-
tires. Oh, speaking of,
Hey, that was a great show. I missed the last half hour, unfortunately.
That's okay,
but
man.
it was
wasn't that
It
good? The
was-
last half hour was shite anyway.
Oh,
wait.
it's good. It's good, though, Shane. It was good.
Oh yeah. No. It was good
Story
stuff.
time. Always good.
Thanks. Yeah.
Well, by the way, what did you talk in the last
Exposing
half
the
hour?
dirty. Exposing the dirty, O'Sheen. I like that.
Yeah.
A little bit tonight, yeah. Unfortunately, it's got to be done
Has
every
to be
now and then.
done.
You have to
It's
take
gotta
the
be
trash
done,
out.
brother.
You know what
It's
I mean?
gotta be done.
Take the trash out. Exactly. Right.
Yes,
That's what wives are for.
it's true.
That's true.
Except in my case, I take the trash out every night, and I have to divvy it up because we have a specific trash system. In this
You know what I saw when I was there, Sheen? Me and Miss Diego walked into a random church, and they had a art gallery of photos of the trash lady. Didn't you do a video on her or talk about her at some point?
the trash lady.
Trash lady.
There's like ladies that take the trash and put
Okay,
them
they're
on
not
the boat.
ladies; they're ladies and gentlemen. But
Well, yeah, but this one was specifically focusing on one lady.
on one particular one. Okay,
Right.
yeah, I did mention it because I did a video on like what's it like to really live in this town.
Right.
Because there's 1,000 videos of like where to go if you're visiting, blah blah blah. But what's it like real everyday life? What's it like? And I did one, and I spoke about it's called the raccolta, the gathering, which is it's the way they deal with the trash here, because you can't leave your trash on the street. You can't leave it out the front garden like you do in suburbia in America, because you're living in a museum. You can't leave fucking bags all over the place. Apart from that, the seagulls will come and rip them apart, and you'll be banana skins and shit all over the street. So you have to keep it indoors, and you have to hand it out when they come along, and they have specific days. So you can't leave bottles and cans out certain days. And they separate the days. So you get into this rhythm, this fucking weird rhythm in this town. It's fucking terrible, honestly. Especially for a drunkard like me, like late at night. I'm like, I gotta get up.
Can you
at
imagine?
8:30.
Can you imagine if you have a baby with diapers and you sleep in that day?
Oh,
Then you're fucked. Yeah. You need big bags. Well, every day they put out the humido, the humid stuff. So, wet things, banana skins, etc.
oh my.
They go out every day. But if you have if you get a bunch of UPS delivery and you've a load of boxes, you can't put them out every day. There's only specific days, and then cans and bottles and so on. Of course, the bottles day for me is pretty heavy. It's like a lot of bottles that go out all the time. But
Is that when you call it? Is that when you get the pallet in, O'Sheen? That day, get the pallets in.
That's what yeah, it's just a thing. But it's a way of keeping the streets clean, because that's for you guys, when you come over and visit,
Yeah.
and you walk around the streets and everywhere is beautiful, that's because of that. So you don't have all this garbage everywhere. It's ugly.
Yeah.
You got to keep that
Yeah.
city pretty. You got to keep that city clean. It's a
You-
walking
you-
museum, isn't it? It's history.
Oh yeah.
You should have
Well,
seen Asheen's face when Miss Diego tried to feed a bird. Oof.
Yeah.
She didn't know. She doesn't know, right? We don't have seagulls flying around Atlanta, and she loves animals. And she
They're
was
not
like, "Don't-
animals.
Don't
They're
feed the birds."
They're killers. Those things are evil. They're Satan's children. Those fucking things.
Oh.
You don't feed those things. Don't worry. They'll take care of the job themselves.
Yeah.
Ugh. There's nothing more evil than a seagull. But I went off with somebody getting onto the boat the other day. There was this couple and they had their dog and they weren't allowed on and they freaked out. And I was standing there looking at them going, why did you bring your dog? And they insulted the guy. And these guys, they've got more patience than anyone in the world. The people, they're called marinai. They throw the rope out and they drag the boat in and stuff. I don't know where they get their patience from. If I had that job, I'd be shooting people all day long. It's amazing. And they fucking insulted him. They're like, vaya cagare, go take a shit, as the boat went off. And I looked at them and I said, the only thing taking a shit around here is your goddamn dog. What the hell did you bring your dog to Venice for? I was like, you have to treat this like a museum. Would you bring your dog inside a church or a museum?
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't. So don't bring it to Venice. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So,
Oh fuck.
sorry, I get very mad.
That's okay.
Treat
That's
our
good, man.
city
Oh,
with respect.
Yeah, it's
It's-
amazing
Venice
that
is not
city still exists.
Disneyland.
No,
There's-
you should
there's an
respect
actual-
what you-
Yeah, there's a group on Facebook and so on. Venice is not Disneyland.
No, it's
It's
good that
really-
you respect where you live. You have to. You're in there. You live it every day. You need to show respect. Period.
Dude, I spend all my day picking up fucking trash in the street. I pick up diapers, I pick up fucking banana skins and do all that shit.
Really
People look at-
important historical city too.
Yeah.
Like-
So I clean the whole area. I'm a nut job like that.
So many illegal goods used to go through Venice, right?
Well, it was the original port for Europe, yeah.
Exactly. It was where all the good
Well, all the
stuff would
spices
go through.
came in
Hell
from the Middle East and Africa and so on, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Very important town. That's why it's so famous, why it was so prosperous.
That's why it was worth building it like that out on the freaking island.
On the lagoon, yeah. Well, that was a moat thing as well for protection from possible invaders around. They could
Yeah.
see them coming from miles away.
It's a badass town. That's
You
why.
know where Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I was going to say, speaking of invaders, when I went to Boston, we saw the church where I forgot his name, but he climbed the bell tower and they told him, take these lanterns, 1 by land, 2 by sea, right? So they could see which way the British were coming. Paul Revere.
Right.
I got to see that bell tower that he fucking climbed up. And we were listening to the audio tour. It's like 1 by land.
Did you feel
2 by
emotional?
sea.
Did you feel
No.
like
No, but it was cool. It was. You got to think that wasn't that long ago, right?
It wasn't. It really wasn't, right?
And it's like, hey, there used to be British people here, and they were invading. Like
They were
that's
fucking invading this
crazy.
place. It's
That
messed
was
up.
cool.
They have a habit for that.
Yeah.
Sorry, any Brits. Here I go. No.
Man, the Brits there's no place that the Brits haven't invaded, bro. When they got to India and they left India, they're like, where are you going? Why are you leaving us? It's a crazy shit. Come back.
Speaking of invasions, this is wild stuff. O'Sheen,
Yes.
Paul Thorp made a reaction to the BBC's the Rolex Ripper, right? Where he went off, he accused them of stealing the plot to, I don't know. I guess he owns the idea of wristwatch robberies. The license holder. Apparently, nobody's allowed to talk about watch crime except Paul Thorp. He's got the exclusive.
He was a consultant, though,
Trademark.
because he did speak to that woman.
He
He did
invented
speak
the
to that
concept.
presenter.
Okay,
So he was definitely a consultant.
he holds the copyright. Okay, so they did consult him, but I
Yeah.
think what happened. they
He was one of 50 people they probably spoke to.
yeah,
about
and
the
he
issue.
said the only thing I want in return is for you to advertise my channel. And I think they
That's not
looked
what-
at his channel and thought,
but-
this man is cuckoo. He's
Paul
selling
said,
snake oil.
in his video,
We want
Paul
nothing
said
to
in his
do with
video that he was the main one that the girl wanted to speak to. He was the man.
Yeah.
That's what Paul said. He was
Until
the
she
man.
until she spoke to him. Until she spoke to him.
Yeah, then he went on about the immigrants taking all their jobs and all that shit.
And about Brexit.
Yeah,
and,
you know, hey, you know what the solution is
Man.
to the watch crime? Immigrants.
Yeah, get the immigrants out, and then we don't have watch crime anymore. Yeah.
Oh god.
They heard that and thought, "Oh my god, this is a disaster."
Yeah.
What's the
I
fuck?
don't know.
They ran away.
It was pretty funny actually. A few weeks ago, he was doing a live, and he had Gavin on, who I still respect a lot, from Spencer's bunch and so on. He was talking about his mate who got arrested at the Armistice Day thing, because that day there was 500,000 people protesting the genocide in Gaza on the streets of London. So his friend got arrested for going along and wearing a poppy in his lapel, and he couldn't believe it, and somebody wrote in, they didn't know, because Americans don't know the significance of the poppy for the Brits. Most of the world don't.
What is
Flanders
that?
Field, where poppies grow.
That's it. Where poppies blow. Yeah.
Between the crosses, row on row. Yeah.
Bravo. You know your history. That's John McCrae. That's a John McCrae poem.
Wow.
But somebody wrote in and said, what's the significance of the poppy? I don't understand. None of them on the panel could give an answer. I was like, oh, there's some proper fucking patriots right there. They don't even know about the Western Front and the poppy fields. And I'm an Irishman. I fucking know it. It was a mess. But yeah, every now and then that stuff comes out with Paul. If he was an American, he'd be like a dude in a pickup truck with a Confederate flag sticker in the back. He'd be that dude. So yeah. Anyway. Well, bravo! I'm super impressed by Diego. By the way,
we used to have to recite that, and then the other one was on the 11th day, on the 11th hour, or in the 11th minute. We remember, right?
Yeah, because on the 11th is November.
Mm-hmm. That's
that was it's the Armistice Day, and that was the first of the first charity for veterans that was ever set up.
So I think that's what happened. They looked at him. They first, they took his advice. They heard that he's some type of a specialist. They came to him probably. He made some statements. He gave them some good advice, and then he started talking about immigrants and talking about the digital watch vault is supposed to fix all of this.
And they were like,
and
"Oh,
you
fuck
guys should,
this!"
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh no, what did we get?"
And then he started pitching a great movie idea about a young girl who's a spotter.
Well,
and we wonder where he heard that from.
Where I wonder.
And she wrote it down in her notes.
That's the first thing I did after I watched the BBC, the documentary that the BBC did. I immediately remembered Oisin shared an idea, a screenplay for a movie where it's like a lot of these things have happened. And just really quickly here, we got a few super chats. Let me just read them. DC Chris, thank you so much for $2, and Dioptree £2. Thank you so much. Will FP Jorn value tank after Nico's video today? We'll talk about it soon. I don't think it's going to go anywhere, and Nico is not the one to talk shit about other people. I hated how Nico complains about it's defamation when you say obvious facts about the way he does business. But when FP Jorn does something, who the fuck is Nico to judge FP Jorn? I mean, Oisin, have you seen irony bigger than that?
Yeah, well, this world is full of it, isn't it?
Yeah, right. Hypocrisy. with the capital H.
What did he do? Was he slamming FB Jean for his his alleged
Yeah.
behavior?
Yeah,
He's
you know,
Nico
he's the
needs
one
to be
to
careful.
judge other people, right?
Nico, you know, I think he's got to be careful sometimes, because if FB Jean got a hard on, he'd wipe him out. You know, that's a shitty little channel that's got. I'm not going to comment too much, but I'm not a Nico fan. It's all bollocks for little kids that want to get a rise off a little fat
FB
guy.
Jean should sue Nico for slander. Boom!
No,
Let's see how he likes it.
You can't open your mouth like that, Nico. You know, you got no evidence. You got no critical mass.
What
you're
Nico's
saying?
Driving
Be careful.
Lambos,
That's not right.
Then
he can
what?
He can drive
FB
Lambos.
Jean, there might be something worth suing. Why not? FB Jean should definitely freaking sue Nico.
You can't make allegations
for
like
defamation.
That,
yeah, if he made
that's wrong.
He made allegations.
That's totally wrong
in that video. Yeah. Oh my god! If I
haven't seen it. I'm not going to comment. I haven't seen it. But if he has done that, that's totally load of bollocks.
We should watch it. We should watch it. We should watch it. Okay. But let's just keep going through here. By the way, Oshin, you want to see some of these incredible moments from the Paul Thorp video that he made with Richie.
It earlier. Richie, is that his name? I watched it, yeah.
What do you think? Is there a particular moment that stood out to you?
I mean, I have a few thoughts. I don't know. I don't want to take up the whole airspace here. I know
No. Well,
Diego has a few points to make as well.
No, go for it.
No, I mean, I think I shared them on my own thing tonight. I don't know what the Scottish watches are doing on that fucking thing at all. I always consider Scottish watches guys to be fairly high class and stay out of the drama, stay off of certain channels and so on. It's probably one of the reasons they've avoided me. And kudos to them. I don't know what the fuck he's doing right there, but whatever. The other points, I mean, the ones that stuck out to me were that Paul was saying. Yes, that he mentioned the fact about immigration being an issue and so on. That'll make BBC run a mile. The other, of course, yes.
Oh,
that's what he's pointing at, that these people come over and they create a lot of crime. There's a certain truth to it, of course, but it's not listen, we had the same issue in Dublin there 2 weeks ago.
Paul Thorp's solution to watch crime is to build a wall.
Right, it's very build a wall mentality. It's real fucking
a vault
shite. Yeah.
So are you saying
watch vault?
Are you saying that Paul? I haven't seen it. Sorry to interrupt, Oshin. Are you saying that Paul's allegations to these crimes, these watch crimes? Because I'm from London, and I'm getting to the end of my banana skin, where I hear all these crimes in London. And and I'll go into detail in a minute. Is he saying these are immigrants doing it and not people, perhaps Londoners from South London that are in in boroughs that are not very good boroughs, and they've come to the conclusion they can make quick money from getting Rolexes and knifing people or trying to knife people? And he's saying it's not the Londoners, but it's the immigrants that are doing it. Is that what he's saying?
Yes, that's exactly where he's gone. He even went so far as to say, when you mention the R word, he means the race word. I assume he means the R word means the race word. Once you pull out the race card, then they run for cover, because there's a certain movements on the extreme right. It's happening also in Ireland of late, which is a terrible shame, led by Conor McGregor of all people, that the police and the media aren't going to cover the crime if it's an immigrant, because that's a very right-wing thing to say. And the left are trying to cover the crimes of all these crazy immigrants. You see, this is the narrative they're going for. And he's going for that exact same narrative. Like, first of all, 2 points. Like, London hasn't been a melting pot of different people from around the world for fucking 50 years. London has been diverse forever. And this is why one of the greatest Indian cuisines you can find in the world is in London.
Since the fucking 60s, Oshin. Right. Since the 60s.
Yeah, it's been a melting pot for the world. It's been an exemplar of a melting pot for so long. Look at Richie Sunak. What is he? The leader, the prime minister.
You say that though, Sheen, the home secretary, what was her name? Suella Braverman, who is
she's fucking terrible.
Indian, she came out and said pretty much exactly the same thing, that a lot of it is down to people from ethnic minorities. So she's turning on her own people and saying that those people
she's beautiful though, isn't she? We love her.
Oh,
God,
God,
just because she's Indian doesn't mean she can't be a complete bigot and racist, which is she's proven herself to be.
But it's pervaded into mainstream politics as well, and she was. I know she was from the far right of the party, but she was sitting at one of the top offices of state.
Yes,
because
Can you pull her up, Tim?
Scared.
It looks like.
She's been pretty brutal, man. She's been all over the news recently. But, you know, first of all, Paul is saying that as if it hasn't been a culturally diverse city, maybe one of the most in the world for, you know, nearly a century. And secondly, you think that that's going to stop crime, as our dear friend here, was a Gorilla USA, said, it's not going to stop crime. Like, crime has existed in this large city for a very long time. It's a poverty line. That's the problem. It's not a race line. It's like poor people who can't pay their rent, because London's increasingly expensive city to live in, are looking at people who live in Knightsbridge and in Mayfair, walking around with fucking Ferraris and Lamborghinis and beautiful watches. And they're going, you know what? I'm going to stab the motherfucker and take his watch. You know, and there's a lot of that sentiment in this video, especially this guy with this crazy mask on who looks, he's white skinned at least. And, you know, he's saying, listen, they can fucking afford it. If they have this beautiful watch on, they probably have more at home and they can fucking afford it. And that's their attitude. So it's a poverty issue, not a race or issue. Yeah.
And at the end of the day, these are not people that have come from overseas where we're going to play the race card and say just because they've had poverty from overseas and they've come for the last 5 or 8 years to the UK, especially London per se, are out to do this. No, these are local people with maybe some local gangs that are facing poverty issues from South London, North London, East London, that are a small minority that are doing this. Because I'm really getting sick of everybody that I meet and saying to me, George, is it that bad in London? George, should I get this? Should I do this? No, motherfucker, it's not that bad. But if you go and wear gold Rolex on an underground and you're showing it to everybody, whether it's in whether it's in Paris, whether it's in Amsterdam or London, someone's going to try it on because you're an idiot and you're advertising. London is safe. It's only unsafe if you're an idiot, period.
You know, I wore this watch. See this gold watch? I wore this watch on me for most of the time in Dublin. And I went over to the Liberties in Dublin. You know the Liberties? You ever heard of that? It's one of the roughest parts of Dublin because I had to film some historical stuff over there. And I was even approached by drug addicts who came over to me. They were messed up. They wanted to know about the camera. They were interested because I had a big lens. They're like, what are you doing with the camera there? What are you filming? You know, it's like classic center Dublin accent and so on. Some of these people are super strung out. They never looked at my watch. I was never approached. I never felt unsafe, even in the rough parts of Dublin. And I swear, like Dublin, some Dubliners have been around the fucking block more than a few times, right? It's a tough old town. I grew up in the town. I should know. You know, if you don't get your head kicked in a few times growing up in Dublin, there's something wrong. So it's a tough old town, and now it's getting even more wealthy. It's more and more like London every day. Very, very culturally diverse. Somebody got stabbed, or a couple of kids got stabbed. It was a terrible crime there a few weeks ago, and there were riots in the fucking streets, and they set buses alight and so on. The far right going, oh, it's all the immigrants and so on. Turns out the guy, sure, he was originally from Algeria, but he was a naturalized citizen in Ireland.
Been blaming the immigrants since the beginning of Earth.
That's right.
As if there's no fucking crime in the streets of Dublin.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
It's
People have been
solution for everything. Like that's the easiest solution. Everyone always says whatever the problem is, the solution is always immigrants.
Yeah, it's always them. It's solidifying the idea of the other, you know, them. It's us and them, as Roger Waters famously wrote about Dark Side of the Moon. It's us and them. It can't be us. It can't be our people who are just under the poverty line. That's all it is. They're trying to, you know, buy diapers for their kids. And they can't survive. That's the real issue.
Do you remember in Oliver Twist, a lot of immigrants being in the Fagan's Grand? They were all white people, weren't they? So there's always been pickpockets. There's
You know, the
always
super
been
irony. Yeah. The super irony about what happened in Dublin is that the guy that wrestled the assailant to the ground and beat him he had a motorcycle helmet. He used it to beat the guy to the ground and stop the crime, was also an immigrant.
Wow.
Yeah, he was from, I don't know, he's from fucking Brazil or somewhere. And he was in the country fewer years. He's only been in the country a few years. The other guy had been in the country 20 years. So that flies in the face of all the theories immediately.
Well, we went through the statistics of how many people visit London, particularly in the areas where watch theft occurs. And if we look at sort of number of about 6,000 thefts in a part of town where they see over 250,000 visitors a day, at least,
right?
Statistically, it becomes negligible.
Right.
Exactly.
But you know what? These robbers, what these robbers were saying, why they steal watches, did not fit the narrative that Paul Thorp was trying to push. That, you know, that, oh, if only these thieves knew that these watches are now being secured in the digital watch vault on the cloud server, then they would realize that they're not worth selling for $500 profit.
Yeah, he didn't mention. Did he mention digital watch? But it was on the screen. It was right above his head the entire time. Like, it looks like a bad poster. Half the time his fucking channel looks like a shitty ass poster. It's like all these advertisements all over the fucking screen. Like, I believe he had two. Okay, yeah. At a certain point,
Scottish watches, digitalwatchvault.com.
No, but at a certain point, what's the other? I believe it's his nephew who also sells watches. Pops in on the screen as well. If you flick around, you'll find it comes JJ, whatever his name is. His nephew. It pops up. He's using it as banners, advertisements. It's like, it's so cringe.
Oh, yeah. I think he had one after the FBI video. I thought it was terrible. Look, AJ Chrono. Yes.
Nothing against the guy and all. He's a nice guy and all, but you know, it
not
just
a
pops
great
up in
time
the
to get into the watch business.
No, obviously, but
he mistimed that.
He predates that, in fairness to him, but it just comes up in the middle while they're talking about this pretty serious issue, and he's fucking spruiking all these fucking great market.
OP Jeff, $5 super chat. Multiculturalism just doesn't work on a macro scale.
Macro.
Oh, macro.
You know, can I just say something? I wasn't on the stream the other day, and I wish I was, Tim, when you reviewed Mike and Josh, and I was just astounded by how they portrayed themselves, and they are fucking clueless. And if you go back 2 months when that happened, I actually said on the stream, be careful what you say, guys, because you might not get paid out. Don't be promising. And look what's happening. They need to plan B, and they need to do it quick, because that whole robbery thing has got some holes in it. Not they were generally robbed, but I think insurance companies, if you haven't got a good loss assessor representing you, and they don't seem to have appointed one, they just got the loss assessor from the insurance guy digging in. So they need to get one themselves if they haven't, and fight fire with fire, because insurance companies are like snakes. They look at ways to obviously they want to. If he said that they do want to pay, and I hope they do want to get paid, they got to make right all those people, but they are going to look at little details, little small details, and they got to have a heavy hitting loss assessor supporting them. And I was just amazed they went on there and did that. They shouldn't be doing that. It's too early.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I mean, I've been robbed a lot of times in business, in a building. We were in LA, and we had a business, and we were robbed by quarterly, and we got to the point where we had to have a loss assessor on our books that always represented us, because he would talk to the insurance company's loss assessor. They spoke the same language, and they figured it out. But if they haven't got a loss assessor, it's like going into court without a lawyer. So they need to change their game, and they just look they look like good guys. Right? They look very naive in what they're doing. Yeah, they really do.
They're definitely in over their heads. They don't know what the hell they're doing. It's gonna be a disaster, in my opinion.
They need to fix it now, because they need to get their own loss assessor to say to the insurance loss assessor, what's up, where's the problem, and they speak the same language, so they can work it out. But if they're fighting this case,
Yeah.
not case, their claim, their claim, without a loss assessor representing them, I don't know. It's a hard place. It's not a good
Link
look.
from Mike and Josh's loss assessor.
Sorry, Chris.
The loss assessor works against the insurance company's loss adjuster. Just to get that.
My God,
Yeah,
what a bunch of bureaucratic bullshit. Seriously.
Wow.
This is why
I shared out in Northern Ireland for pcla.co.uk. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to everyone from Northern Ireland.
Yep. For property claims loss assessors, pcla.co.uk.
Or you can just email Red Shovel, and he'll tell his employees at that company what to do.
I have no connection with the company.
Bollocks, Red. I know you own that company. You're no plumber. You're a CEO of that company.
we're gonna try to.
No fucking plumber is living your lifestyle. You're the CEO of this loss assessing company. You're a chief executive officer, Red. I know you.
Why else would you be interested in locks on a door, on a toilet door?
I'm telling you, see, those locks all have to come from somewhere, Red.
Yeah.
He's a plumbing law. He's a plumbing law successor.
Can you say that Can you say that again, please?
A plumbing law successor.
So was the takeaway from Paul Thorp that he was sort of insinuating that it's all down to immigrants?
He's trying to say that this is staged, that the entire the entire thing is staged. These guys featured.
They're very strongly implying, including the chap from Scottish Watches, that it was that they were actors. They didn't even believe there was a guy across the street who was smoking a cigarette. He's next to an Omega store. They thought that's set up, and I don't know. I mean, what do you think, Tim?
I personally think it was bollocks too. I think it was actually acted out. I do.
Yeah.
It felt very unauthentic.
This is the M character that's standing next to her there, who's shown a lot of his face, like his eyes, very, very clearly, and also showed that he went and got a gun. I found it quite ironic that the man who was stealing people's watches started getting afraid his watch would be stolen off his wrist. That was pretty funny.
That's so irony in that.
Yeah. If you've ever watched the there was one for I think what's the girl's name? Tamara Eccleston.
Yes.
If you've ever watched that documentary that the BBC put out, it's very much in the same style, and it's a style that is made to promote the documentary makers as opposed to anything else. That's what it's for.
Yeah, because they're like on the front lines, they're risking their safety.
Yeah.
She even goes that I didn't feel so safe in the car with him because he had his machete, so I didn't feel so safe. Meanwhile, he's actually showed up. He's gonna take the questions and so on. Like, why didn't you feel safe? And you had a camera crew there with you. Like, so I don't know I don't trust any of the characters here.
No, it's bollocks. If you've ever watched that one where who stole Tamara Eccleston's jewelry, if you watch especially the female, the female journalist in it, it's all about her. It's all about promoting herself. Never mind the story. I didn't buy it, and I didn't buy this one either.
Meanwhile, I was thinking, why is Roman Sheriff here?
Where?
Well, you think this is like the Roman Sheriff video that these guys are actually, how Avi?
Pretending?
Yeah, you think this is actually somebody actor? You guys think these are actual actors?
I have
They're
to
not.
say, I have to say, this woman on the left who turned out to be the flirting girl at the bar, the restaurant. Meanwhile, I've never ever heard of that. It was an idea myself and my daughter had that I shared with Paul Thorp.
Oh,
Honestly, in a drunken moment, I should have never fucking said a word to him about it,
damn.
because Paul is just like, oh my God.
Tell
You
us
should-
more about that. You had, because you told me this script, this brilliant idea you had for a script for the movie. And when I
Yeah.
watched this, I was like, I saw the connection. I was like, oh my God, they got the female spotter. They
Yeah.
got exactly what Oshin told me in the plot. Like, how is this possible?
She's at the bar flirting with the guys. That's exactly the screenplay idea that we went through, myself and my daughter, for putting a movie together about this sort of thing.
Yeah.
And Paul got very excited about it because he's wanted to make a movie somehow for ages. I don't know why all these watch people want to be involved in the movie industry for some
You
reason.
know,
But you know, he really got a boner for it. I think in his fantasy, all the people, including him, all the various characters from the watch world would be in the cast. You know, I think that's his fantasy, that he's one of the guys, like a Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels or a Snatch or something, a Guy Ritchie movie or something. Whereas in our head, it's like, no, we'll just hire real actors and like put a very interesting story together about a young woman who's working for this gang and so on. It was an interesting idea, but he was trying to drag the premise, the theme of the story out of me for a long time, because he saw me as his potential script writer, you know, so on, because whatever, I do that kind of thing. And since then he's lost that, of course, and then he turns to Andrew Morgan live on his fucking show and asks him, can he write a script? That was just pathetic. But I actually divulged too much. Unfortunately, I had too much fucking wine in me. And he dragged it out of me, and I gave him the basic plot, and I gave him the title. The Spotter would be the
Spotter.
Title. And
it was a chapter in the BBC documentary, The Spotter.
The Spotter. But then when I saw this bit that came up, and he mentioned it, I saw Paul's reaction video before I saw the actual video. Yeah. And he fucking mentions it. He goes, oh, and that girl who apparently flirts with people at bars, that doesn't happen. They don't need to do that. And I thought, oh, he's trying to cover his tracks. My guess is he was talking to this girl who's on the very right of the shot there, who's the producer and presenter of the show. And he got horny for the idea of a BBC show. And he fucking said, oh, yeah, I have this idea about a girl who's the spotter. And she's taking notes and she puts it all in, and she constructs the whole story.
He's trying to cover up the fact that he gave away the plot to your screenplay.
You know when you're a kid, right, and you play hide and seek, or you play hide and seek with your niece and nephew, and they're little kids, and somebody's hiding in the bathroom, and the door's closed, and the other kid gets in front of the door and goes, "No one's in here." Yeah, you know the person's hiding in there. Well, that's what Paul does all the time. He does that kind of shit. He very obviously tries to deflect in a kind of a childish manner, and you just know that he's doing it deliberately. And that's what he did once again. He's done it many times. He did it once again with this.
Peak Rider says Paul Thorp said professional watch thieves know their stuff, yet one of the criminals called Submarina. So
yeah, like the way
among watch thieves, these watches have nicknames, just like among watch collectors. Like just something could be called a Batman among watch collectors, but among watch thieves, it could be called, I don't know, something else.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
This whole I don't know whether this documentary or a two-part series. Are you saying that these thieves got interviewed literally by the BBC?
Yeah, that's what BBC is saying.
That's never going to happen. That's never going to happen.
Do you think
this is scripted? This is for entertainment audience, just for entertainment purposes only.
The content that these guys, these underprivileged boys, have for what we like to call them in London, the feds. There's no way they're gonna go on camera for the BBC.
No, but in disguise. And their voice is disguised as well.
Why would they do that? Do you know how paranoid they are?
Well,
Do you think their life
maybe they
is
want
just...
their message to be heard?
No, do you think their life
George, do you recall that group of people that were stealing watches and they were posting pictures of their ill-gotten gains on social media?
Criminals love showing off how good at crime they are.
But I mean, they do.
I find it hard to believe.
They love reading about themselves in newspapers and watching themselves on YouTube. They get off on that shit.
He also probably got paid if he's real.
Yeah, they probably also got paid, right? BBC probably gave them 100K clean.
Nah, not 100K.
No, 50K.
Like 5 to 10, maybe
5 to 10K clean for each one, cash. Just it's good stuff. Dr. Bob's Nightmare, $2 super chat. Tim, run RM a bubble bath. Run roommate a bubble bath. Ah, don't have a bubble bath now. So what are the chances, Shane? Like you more of a belief that this was all acted. This is all a sketch, a skit, a comedy show.
I don't know. I think some of it was probably real, and they played a little bit with reality. This guy maybe
editing.
I think this guy played it up who he was. I think this girl, that could be his fucking girlfriend. The producer goes, well, I heard about a female spotter flirting with people at the bar. Do you have anyone like that? And he turned to his girlfriend and he's like, hey, you want to make a quick fucking $5,000? Just stick on a thing and sunglasses and come out and pretend you're like, you don't know where the weak link is here. But I don't think it's beneath unfortunately, I hate to say this because I have such respect for the BBC. I grew up watching the BBC. It's one of the best television in the world. But unfortunately, lately they've been very, very cavalier with their productions, and it's about shock value. And people tuning into this show are mostly people who don't know anything about watches and are just shocked to see the underworld of London and crime. And there's a producer behind this producer girl here. There's some higher up guy going, make it entertaining, make it dark, make it controversial, hype it up, make the guy take out a gun so you all feel, afraid. And that way they get views, because unfortunately movie studios and production studios and even the BBC are chasing, audience in the exact same way as a YouTuber is, just on a larger scale. So it's disappointing, but unfortunately probably the case.
I don't think she necessarily works directly for the BBC. She probably is in a production company that they just sort of pitched in a show and got commissioned to do it. But
Tim, do you have company, Tim? Is there somebody else at home with you?
No, just by myself. Roommate, she's working today. She was first day at work.
Oh, okay.
So she's coming home from she's coming home from
I thought she was coming. Okay.
No.
Jesus. That's spelled differently.
She's crazy. She's crazy.
How did she find it, Tim? Did she have a good day?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Okay.
Definitely find out. Probably not. She hates work.
This guy has a blue sky dweller on.
Yeah.
That's a good steal. Jesus.
I think so wait, so everybody doesn't want to commit to whether are these guys actual watch thieves. I mean, I think there's a possibility, right, in editing that BBC played it up, made it sound more nefarious, more cool than watch stealing actually is. Because they wanted to create drama, but did they interview actual watch thieves? Can we get an agreement on that? Are these actual watch thieves or are they actors?
We have no idea.
Is this Avi? Is this Avi and co in the mask?
He may be a low-level watch thief who wants to play it up and make a little money and pretend he's the big shit. But the
Yeah.
big guy,
Yeah,
the
there's
big
a
guy's staying in the
possibility, yeah,
shadows. The
sure.
big guy's like, fuck that, I'm not going on TV. And this guy's just like
Yeah.
a small time guy trying to be. Because at a certain point, he did say he's the big shot and he coaches all his minions. And
Yeah.
when you're really the big guy, you don't say things like that. Big guy keeps his mouth shut always.
Exactly. These are the
So-
guys that are going to get caught a couple of days later.
Yeah, meanwhile, the cops could scan his eyes and everything from the
Yeah.
fucking thing and know exactly who the hell he was. So I
Exactly.
don't know if I'm buying it. I don't know.
I can't imagine a legit criminal mastermind actually going on the show themselves. They might send some low-level soldier on to represent and just take the money, perhaps. But it just felt if there was a sense of
This is really brazen.
artifice.
This is more brazen than Luxury Bazaar putting all their crimes on the YouTube channel.
It felt artificial, and it seemed to be pandering towards this sort of narrative of like, oh, all crime is down to ethnic minorities, which I didn't sort of. I mean, I don't know if it is true or not, but it just felt like it was playing to some gallery, which I'm not entirely sure what that was.
Oh, here, if you want, I can play that part where
I think
Paul
they
Thorp.
went to that, did they? Oh, Paul Thorp, yeah.
Yeah, where he says that BBC stop talking to him. So that was at 16 minutes. Here we go. Watch this, guys. Right here. 1 second. Let me.
You took notes. I'm proud of you.
Yeah,
Just
yeah. I had some
for
notes.
extra reference, there was
Yeah.
a slight clip where they're showing reports off of various TV shows in the United Kingdom, and I believe one of them was the one where Paul shows up. Paul showed up on a BBC thing like 6 months ago, and I remember the presenter. She's got long brown hair and striking features, and that was taken from that exact thing, but they never showed Paul.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he said all I want in return is for his like a link. He wanted the link to his channel. They wouldn't give him the link.
And this is when it went cold with me.
Oh,
we spoke about demographics, and I revealed the extent of the problem we had with people coming to these shores illegally, groups from Somalia, organized crime gangs from Albania that were heavily involved in watch crime, and they didn't want to hear this. They really didn't want to hear.
Yeah, the BBC really didn't want to talk about the immigrants from Somalia and how they're responsible for increase in watch crime in London.
And their main guy, whether he's an actor, whether he's real or half real, did not have. He had a proper London vibe, even through the changed voice, which was just lowered in pitch, just like Roman did with that dude Avi. But you could tell he was a native speaker. He wasn't speaking in a funny, weird dialect or anything.
So yeah, it's pretty bad. It's really bad, and I don't see how Paul doesn't realize that. Hey, hold on a second. Maybe they're onto something. If they didn't want to associate, because if you say stuff like that, maybe other stuff that you say is also kind of bullshit. And I think they realized
they were really not interested in talking about that type of problem. It wasn't for the BBC.
Yeah.
And from that moment on,
I don't know,
they went a bit cold on me. And I think that's
so
the
the
moment.
truth didn't make a good story.
The truth didn't make a good story, and it didn't fit the BBC's narrative.
But what is the truth?
You know, they didn't. Never once did they mention organized gangs from overseas. Never once.
Organized gangs from overseas to steal watches. You know, organized gangs from overseas. That is a problem, but that's not like watch specific problem. It's not like, you know, that's just general crime problem, not specific. It's not specific to watches.
At least even Guy Ritchie didn't go there. All those shysters were fucking proper Londoners. In fact, the Pikeys, the Irish gypsies, turned out to be the good guys in the end. That was fucking Brad Pitt, who loves dogs.
I'm reminded of Will Smith's comments about Brexit, where he said, not all Brexiters are racist, but almost all racists will be voting for Brexit. So I don't know whether this is sort of quite revealing on Paul Thorp's part.
And now he wants to escape to Spain.
His go-to move is to blame immigrants. But by the tone of the people, the voice of the people on the documentary, if they are immigrants, they're second, third, fourth generation immigrants, if anything.
They were probably like, oh, this is great advice. This is great advice. And then Paul started talking about immigrants. They were like, hold on a second, wait. And you want us to promote what? A digital watch vault? And that is the solution for the crime? Okay, we understand what this is all about.
The truth is about immigrants, when they come into any country, whether it be illegally or legally, and especially illegally, they're on their best behavior, most of them, because they don't want to get found out. They don't want to get deported.
Yeah.
They don't
They
want
want
to get into
for-
any sort of fucking trouble, and they want to keep their head down. They want to go to work, and they want to pay, for their family and so on. Most immigrants do that. By the way, Ray contacted me half an hour ago, and I mentioned the Ireland thing. The two men that intervened mostly, one was Brazilian, the other was French. That's on the streets of Dublin. But then Conor McGregor, in his infinite wisdom, comes out and goes, "We're at war." It's classic, just racism.
That started a protest, right? Like a big
Yeah.
protest.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
It's just like, it's those goddamn. It's the same shit over and over again.
Damn. Oh, and also, ow, roommate, what are you doing? What are you doing? What is going on? You okay? What's this? Okay, you got the food. Thank you so much. Careful. What? What is
Jacob,
that?
what points did you want to make? Because I gotta go. So.
Oh, I wanted to talk to you about the consignment stuff and kind of my thoughts on that whole thing.
Sure.
I made it earlier, but essentially, like we all, and I know the chat's going to hate this, so I'll try to be a little bit more concise, but we all understand that right now consignment's pretty dangerous. We've seen all the shitty things that can happen, right?
Yeah.
And maybe I'm too dumb to just realize this. I'm sure other people have already understood. But on the way home, I was thinking, like, why Luxury Bazaar right now isn't just doing consignment, but they're actually marketing it. They have LBX. They have this new product, if you will, if you call
Proprietary.
It's proprietary, sure. And I started wondering and looking back at what's happened, and I'm starting to think that not just Luxury Bazaar, but a lot of these gray market dealers, they're acting in a very reactionary way, day to day to the market. That's how they run their business. And I just kind of like had this little flow chart, if you will, but during the spike, a lot of these dealers became over leveraged. They all grew. They hired a bunch of people, right? They started production companies. They were actually hiring film crews. They weren't just filming videos. Yeah. And during that time, it seems that a lot of these guys were spending money, which leads me to believe little to no reserves in cash, right?
Spending
you got to
money
spend.
they didn't have.
You got to spend money to make money.
Yeah.
Again, their overhead increased. We're going from a 100 million year company to 300 mil. We need to hire more people. We need more space. We need more offices, more marketing, all of that. That all costs money. Go ahead.
I bet TPG would have been like TPG was just probably trying to stall long enough to get picked up by Netflix. He just thought, hey, if I spend enough money, if I blow up enough money, if I send, then
I can sell the rights to Netflix for $5 million and cover my costs.
If I create enough buzz, enough,
By the way, this thing you have on the screen, this is the answer. My friend got back. Whenever I see congratulations with an exclamation mark on anything on the internet, I immediately assume bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Congratulations, you're the winner of.
So now you have this business, Asheen, that is over leveraged, no reserves. They're living in the now. They're expanding, right? Yeah. And the bottom drops out. Okay.
Right.
What we've seen happen is these dealers day to day are offering less on the buy. Right. So if you send them your Pepsi every day, that delta between what they're selling it for and what they'll give you is growing.
Yes.
I think eventually enough customers kind of started refusing. And I think that brands like, I don't want to single out Luxury Bazaar, but gray market dealers found themselves in a pickle where essentially their budget's up here, but people aren't selling them watches. They can't sell watches as many as they were during the spike when it was easy, when it took an hour to sell a watch.
Yes.
So eventually, we heard some people reach out to Luxury Bazaar and learn that they weren't buying anymore, but we'll consign your watch. And that was it wasn't publicized. So now they're in a position where little to no reserves. You got to think every day that they're not able to buy inventory, their problem gets worse every single day. And I think it got so bad that this word consignment that is so, it's tainted at this point.
What happens to all the watches that are on
they
consignment? Business filed bankruptcy.
They leaned so hard into this that they actually made a product, LBX.
Yes.
They're no longer buying. And like I was telling Tim, when you can't buy inventory from your customers and you don't have the cash reserves to buy these watches at a fair price,
yes,
you're gonna drown in debt. You won't be able to grow. You got two options. Either you can cut your staff by 50% and say, we're going to be a $50 million a year company this year. Or to me, this is like the last hurrah. We need to get inventory. We need to get watches in here now. We don't have the cash to do it, but we need to do it somehow so we can start turning watches, making a profit.
Even a Pepsi, which is what you're looking at here, is the offer for a Pepsi with exclamation marks, which are just, again, it's like when you're serious, you don't use exclamation marks. This is not a prize at a circus, this is not winning a teddy bear at a circus. And
the small guys, small dealers don't have to do this because it's okay if 1 year they make 300,000, the next they make 4, the next they make 2, right? But when a company goes from 100 million to 30, that's a huge problem. That's layoffs. That's massive
Let me ask you
layoffs.
something. What do you think? Like, if it is the last hurrah, as you say, how does a guy like Roman jump ship? Does it look exactly like Anthony? Like, does he clear all his debt, make everyone whole, and then bow out like a gentleman and go, I don't know, learn how to fucking knit or fucking become a carpenter? Or does it end ugly? Does he run for the hills with the last couple of million in the pocket? What do you guys think?
Run for the hills.
I don't think he's that kind of guy. I would hope not.
Just curious because we see so little of it, or at least we get to see so little of it.
Right.
Think about
I
that.
don't know. I don't even want to. I don't even want to think about that because it bums me out. We've had so much bad news lately.
Yeah.
But it's only going to increase. I mean, the market's going down. People aren't making as much money as they once did. They can only bankroll their operations for so long. And inevitably, what always happens is that they end up owing money to debtors. That it's just the way of the world.
Yeah.
Thousands and thousands of businesses go to the wall every year.
And they file for bankruptcy. Yeah.
Or they protect themselves and file for bankruptcy.
Yeah, but this is what happens. This is what happens when you're reactionary. I think before he jumped on Asheen, Alex was talking about Ferrari. One of the biggest car brands in the world made a statement that they are not buying used vehicles at this point. If you want to trade it in, that's fine. But we are not just buying used cars. A year ago, used cars, that market was huge. People were getting their hands on as many as they could. Same with watches. The difference with Ferrari and the gray market dealers we're seeing is they can see beyond the trees and say, next year is going to suck. We had an amazing year. We'll be okay next year. If you are having to make a product called LBX so that you can get inventory, they're already fucked.
Well, as I said earlier, my friend, and this is his exact offer that you're seeing on the screen, he'll remain anonymous, of course, for obvious reasons. He said that in a conversation, and he sent me the conversation, which, by the way, was with Marco, and the Marco we all know and love, with his Batman on his wrist. courtesy of Archie's channel. Do you remember? And it
Oh,
was,
yes, I remember that. Yeah.
yeah, that's still on his wrist. It's his watch. Why wouldn't it be? But I'm just saying, just to identify the guy. And I know him. I actually spent an evening with him smoking cigars in London 2 years ago. So anyway, besides the point, the whole conversation was like, well, you know, that watch could be going up. There are rumors about it being discontinued, and it could be a great watch to, you know, have, and so on. And my friend said, well, look, how much do you want for it now? Like, how much can you offer me now without the consignment? And there was no offer made. It was consign or not. Now that's on a Pepsi, maybe the most sellable watch in the entire catalog, that and a Panda Daytona.
Yeah.
And a no date sub, right?
And they can't give 19.
And they can't just give him, they can't just offer him 16 now.
Yeah.
That comes from the top too. That comes from the top. They had a meeting. This is, guys, we're not buying. We've got LBX now. Push it hard. Reach out to people that that have watches. Get them to send them. Right.
It's margin call with Kevin Spacey. It's outgoing only. No swaps. Right.
What is their hope? They're going to try to sell it for 25. What are they hoping?
Their hope is that they can just continue to turn inventory, right?
In this case, are you asking, Tim? Are you asking?
In this
with
case.
the 19.
Okay,
I spoke at length with my friend, and we figured, because it's a 30-day, the clause in the agreement is, this is our offer if we sell it in 30 days. Our idea is that they just hold it for 30 days. Or they sell it, but they never tell you. And then after 30 days, they change the agreement. Then they say it didn't sell. It didn't sell. Sorry. How about we lower it to 17.5 and see how we do? And by then, the person's already shipped it to them. It's in Pennsylvania. If they want to sue, they have to go to Pennsylvania, find a lawyer there, find a court there, and start a civil suit in the state of Pennsylvania. It's a whole quagmire. Most people are just going to go, fuck it. Okay, 17.5.
Psychologically, it's brilliant because you've already separated yourself from that watch.
After a month, you just want to.
And by then, shipping back, saying no, send me the watch back, and they go, okay, well, send us a return label with the insurance.
This is why they're offering such a generous.
Not only shipping back, but here's your watch back. Now go find someone that's going to get you 19, and now we're a month further along, right? And prices may be even lower. Yeah. And you think you're going to get 17 from anybody? Hell no. Even when they offer you, hey, it didn't sell, how about 17? You could reach out to 10 dealers and they're all going to tell you the same thing. Either we're not buying, or I'll give you fucking 12, right?
Okay, so what you're looking at here, you're absolutely right, guys. What you're looking at here is to lure the person in to send the watch. That's what that 19 is. It's not a real figure. It's to lure them in. There were stores on Fifth Avenue for years when I first went to New York. They're not there anymore, but they were electronics stores. And in the window, they showed all sorts of bargains, an iPod for $100 or whatever. And you'd go in and you'd ask about it, and they'd give you kind of the cold shoulder, or they'd ignore you for ages. And then when you finally say, what about the one in the window? They say, oh, we don't have that anymore, but we have this. It was just to get you to come into the store. They were since shut down, those fuckers, but that was the aggressive way of getting you in the door. This is their way of saying, okay, congratulations, ! You're getting 19,000 for your watch.
You're hoping you're getting good money, but in reality, you're
going to get played. And once the watch is out of your hands, it's gone. You're never seeing it again.
Say goodbye. Look at
this tactic is used in other industries as well. I'm thinking of real estate. Where in the UK we have Foxtons, where they would typically say, we can sell your house for a lot more money than anybody else, and then you commission it to them, and you take it off the market with solid exclusivity, and then of course they can't. But the real deal is the fact that in exchange for trying to sell your house for more money, they're charging you more of a percentage of the sale price.
We have that. It's the same in the States.
Instead of 1.5%, it's 2.5%.
You in the States, you sign a contract with your sales agent that says, I'm your guy or I'm your gal for the next 90 days or whatever the agreement is. And I actually had this happen to me. My not this home or the last, but the previous one, I had an agent reach out and say, "You're not going to believe this, but sorry for the cold call. There's a lady, she wants to buy your home."
Wow.
I said, "Okay." She's ready to buy it right now for this price. And I'm like, holy shit, fucking done and done.
Yeah.
He's like, "I'll be your sales agent. She's a friend of mine, blah, blah, blah." That fucking home was on the market for a year.
Yeah.
I was infuriated with this guy. We eventually sold it, but it's the same thing. You know, you can't, I mean, maybe not a year, I'm exaggerating, but I was still within the contract halfway and I wanted to fire the fucker, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you can't. And they got you by the balls.
Wow, really? Oh shit.
Well, that one is like a cold call to get you on the market.
Mhm.
If you're in the business of selling, if you are trying to sell your house, obviously you're trying to compare one realtor to another. You can go into you can go into exclusive deals where for a smaller percentage of your sell price, you'll get exclusively advertised on their website. But Foxtons came along as a disruptor to the market, offered bedazzled people with huge prices, but the real business model was instead of charging 1.5%, we're now charging 2.5%. And then if the 90 days lapses and it doesn't sell, guess what they'll do? They'll suggest you dropping their prices, and you're probably selling at the same price as any other real estate agent would do, but you're paying a lot more for that service. And that's the big con.
Yeah. And part of the point of why I discussed my theory of why all these dealers are doing consignment is because it may not necessarily be ulterior motives or they're trying to steal your watches or anything like that. It may just be last resort for them to stay in business, right?
Yes.
Doesn't mean that they're bad people. It means that they made bad business choices for the last 2 or 3 years.
Sure. Yeah,
if I was in the same shoes, I'd be doing the exact same thing. I would not be shelling out cash to buy watches. So,
yeah, and if they can get people to send in the stuff, giving them some sort of empty promise that'll get lost somewhere in the fine print later, then at least they can generate revenue for now and survive through. If there's any end to this, which who knows?
yeah.
You know. Anyway, I'm going to split off. That was great. Great discussion. Thanks for having me, guys. Wonderful stuff.
If you're gonna listen after, I think we still have 2 unboxings.
Oh, lovely.
Later on.
Okay, I'll go to bed. I'll go to bed with that stuff. Nice, very nice. Have a great night, guys. Peace.
Bye.
And then number 3.
All right, Tim, I'm going to make the calls to the unboxees.
Yeah, that was cool of Asheen to join us today. That was freaking awesome. Yeah, it's Watch World is insane. By the way, guys, the infamous video that that Roman sheriff put a strike on, that exposes Avi as being the authorized gray market dealer. Right, boom! Look at that overlay. It's perfect. I cannot believe it.
It's not just the ears, dude. I watched this video like a week ago.
Yeah.
The original, when the guy turns his nose at one point,
yeah,
it's his nose too.
Oh.
And the nose is another thing that they can match you up on.
Dude, it's wild. It's wild. Avi got caught with his pants down, red-handed, with his hand in the cookie jar, and they were trying to. So, like, you know, that's what I'm thinking. Like, would BBC do something the same? Like, they had to have like interviewed actual robbers, right? There's no way.
If they had simply, I mean, if they had said, "Look, we interviewed people, they don't want to be on camera. Here's what they said. These guys are a portrayal, whatever."
Oh,
but then the question we would be asking is, did they really say that, or are they just making all this up? You know, so it's like it's a never-ending chase to the truth. We weren't there; we'll never know.
No, but even if even if they typically, if they're not going to use the actual voice of the person, or they'll stipulate usually, oh, for the anonymity of the person, we're using a voice of an actor, or an actor is speaking these lines. They do normally disclose these things, and that's all that Roman had to do. It could be legit. What this person said could be legit, but they used Abby to actually repeat those words. But because they didn't divulge that information, it undermines any trust you may have in what this segment's trying to convey.
Right.
Yep. You ready for some unboxings?
Sure. Let's drop the link.
Well, they're incoming. They'll be on in a little, but I thought
5
maybe
minutes.
before we could do a little bit of watch talk and get off this.
Sure.
You know what? I hate to say it. The super chats aren't fucking here.
Oh,
Maybe we
People
don't do the
people
unboxing.
don't like the
Maybe fuck
drama.
the
People don't
unboxing.
like the drama.
Well, don't. I mean, I don't
No,
know.
people will super chat for the unboxings.
I don't know what they want. Are you sure?
I guarantee it. Give me
Well,
10
let's
days.
see.
I guarantee it.
10 days. Well, that's a lot of days.
Is that a consignment contract, Diego?
Yes, it is. It is. But no, seriously, guys. Tim's not going to ask you guys, but if you've enjoyed the show, help him out. Help a brother out. When Tim gets super chats, he's in a really good mood. Makes the show better.
Yeah. Listen, I had COVID. I had the COVID, so I was not in the good mood.
know.
Nothing could make me be in
Auction
the good
weekend.
big auction. Which one? The Sotheby's? The
I don't know. And then
Christie's?
he's also saying, wasn't there a Richard Mille giveaway tonight?
Oh yes, it is. He's gonna join at some point. Let me see here.
Oh, damn.
I spoke with Marcus. Yeah, he said that he's going to join today at like what he should have been on by now. Maybe he's gonna be a little bit late. Anyways,
Okay.
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Let's everybody be cool. Let me drop the link. Yeah, the link is dropped actually. So
And guys, if you're not going to drop super chats, at least upvote the video. Come on,
right, exactly. That's what I always said.
It's free. It's free.
It's free to upvote, and yeah, it's free. It's free to watch. It's free to upvote. It's free to comment. If you like the show, leave a comment. If you didn't like the show, leave a comment. Let me know what you didn't like. Let me know what we could make it better.
What is this?
Let us know what you
Sherpa?
want us to talk about on the next show. Because listen, I just talk about topics that kind of I find relevant. But if you guys have better topics, email me. We can always cover that stuff.
I've told you before. I thought it'd be a cool idea if you read the comments from the previous day's episode. I'm sure there's gonna be some funny stuff, some funny points. Maybe add-ons like, "Hey, that was interesting that you talked about the Sky Dweller. What are your thoughts on this?" Right?
Yeah.
And that will motivate people when their comments are read. Dude,
Well,
everybody wants their comments read.
Comments. How about that?
Yeah.
Or we can. Let's see. Do we have any comments from yesterday? Let me just check.
Yeah.
Probably
Start it
comments
off
calling
today.
me an asshole. Let's see. Oh damn! We actually had quite a bit of comments. Oh, here we go. Check it out. Hey, we got MD Chaz saying great show. I upvoted all of them. Michael Lau, amazing unboxing. Oh yeah, we had a Cars and Chrono unboxing last night. Stephen L, he has upvoted. Said a great show, and he always leaves these timestamps. These are very, very helpful. And James the Advisor tries to do the same thing. Met a guy with the same platinum Daytona at the Wynn pool in Las Vegas this summer, and he put it on my wrist. Holy shit! Look at this, BZ. Anyways, what happened?
There you go. Leave a comment, and Tim will read it first thing the following day.
Yeah. Let me also close down some of these stuff. There's also some new releases. Alex, have you seen have you liked any of the releases that came out lately, or no interest in watches?
I did go to a tag event on Wednesday night. It was like an end of year Christmas party.
Yes.
But that was I don't remember much of it because I drank so much.
Tech Hoyer. Did they have any releases?
You didn't buy a watch,
Yeah,
did
but-
you?
I hope I didn't.
They had so many watches released in the past couple of months. Like every 2 weeks, they had something new.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Actually, it was so funny because the sales staff there kept on introducing me to other people, and they kept on referring me to as Mr. Monaco. I don't know where they got that impression from. I don't know where they got that idea from.
You were probably parandering around drunk going, I'm Mr. Monaco.
Not at all. But it was a good evening. They had a band there. It was like and the booze was really, really good as well, and the nibbles. So it was just a good time. Sales staff were working overtime though. That's for certain. They were pushing their watches on the public that were lubed up. That's for certain.
Oh yeah.
But no, it was a good time. It was a good time. So other than that, I've been busy. I've been so busy with work. I've had really no time to immerse myself in whatever's been happening watch-wise this past week or so.
You wore the I'm sure you wore the Explorer 2 to this Tag Hard event, right?
No, I wore a Monaco. Surprised. Actually, I was going to wear my wife's Carrera. She was supposed to come, but wasn't feeling too well. So reticently, I went by myself. But it was still a good time.
Good. You know, I went to a Tudor. The only watch event I've ever been invited to was a Tudor event, and I went. And it was the same thing. It was like, yeah, it was great food, drinks, and all that. And then it was trays of watches, and all your sales associates are like, this would be amazing. Don't you like this? And you're like, I thought this was a party.
Yeah, I mean, look, you know that going into these things, don't you? So I've got an Amiga event to go to next week, which will be good fun as well. And
3, 2, 1.
Get another Speedmaster or get another Seamaster. Why not?
Yeah.
No, but I think I'm slowing down on these purchases anyway. I've run out of money. I've got better things to spend money on. But if they come out that white dial Speedmaster, I think that would be.
Tim, I saw a watch, by the way, on that website Monochrome.
Yeah.
Where you said, do you like any of the new releases? One was called like an Arian or something. If you go up.
What the fuck?
Arian?
I think.
As in
Air Rain. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. Jesus Christ.
21.
I like this.
Yeah, it's another Type 21 watch.
It always tells the right time. What?
Yeah. This is what Breguet refuses to make. And instead, they're just making other stuff in the meantime.
Yeah.
You got your Breguet, didn't you, Diego, recently?
Did. I love that thing.
The gold one, the gold chronograph looks amazing.
It's
Nicholas
not gold.
Bergland,
Was it
$2 super check.
I'll go
Gray
get it.
market returning stolen consignment watches. Gray market returning stolen consignment watches. No chance, guys. If you want to see 2 unboxing, I don't know. It's gonna take 200 upvotes and $200 in super chat, guys. We got 265 people watching. It's 200 in super chats, okay, and 200 upvotes. There you go. All right.
It's that one.
You guys made me do it. I was just gonna play nice. Just gonna be, gonna be cool. You know what?
This shit ain't free, Tim.
It's not free. It's not free to run the production. I gotta pay rent.
Tim, turn the lights off behind you until you get a super chat. Turn them back on.
The what? The lights?
Turn them off.
I can't afford them. Actually, I can't afford to run them.
And turn them off.
This is a symbol you need to press, guys.
There
If
you
it's
go.
that one,
Bad over here. It's
if
bad.
it's the downwards one, you press that twice. Okay.
It's
If
bad.
it's the up, you press it once.
I was
All right,
not
so
very cheerful
here's-
when I had COVID. Limitless, New York City, $5 super chat. Tim, any word if the Alpha Crown clients have been reimbursed by their insurance? Not yet. Alpha Crown went public and said that we're not getting paid and you're not getting paid. And if you're not getting paid, we're not getting paid, and we're patient, so you should be patient as well.
Oh,
Shut up and just wait along with us. That was their response.
Congratulations, by the way, Diego. Belated congrats.
Thanks.
Which
That's
I thought was bullshit.
One of my favorite things about this watch was I was forced to order a new strap because the the one that came with it was even too big for Buckley. So I got like a OEM Breguet strap, and it's like slowly forming in my wrist, and it is so comfortable. I love this thing.
Imagine if this Arian has had Breguet on the dial. That would be freaking perfect, right?
Yeah, it'd be a huge hit.
Yeah. I mean, these brands, they know what they need to make in order to sell watches, but they don't want to do it. It's like they think their life depends on it if they don't.
I don't know why they do that. It's so many brands keep falling for this trap. You have Tudor with the thickness of the cases. You have Omega with the limited releases. You have Breguet adding a date at like 3, 4.5 on a Type 20 chronograph. The best Speedmaster ever made is in Canopus Gold, and it costs $83,000. You know, it's like, just give us what we want. There's so many watches I want.
Once they give you what you want, that's it. They got nothing. They have no leverage over you. Do you understand? I think this is why they don't make what people really want. Because to give people exactly what they really want, it would mean that then they would have to start to really think about and to create something, the next thing. And it's much more difficult from that point on. Because if they just make something that you don't want, people might still buy it because they'll be in the hopes that maybe the next release. Maybe next time they'll release what I want.
Or maybe it'll get me close to something I want, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all a game. It's short-sighted.
Thomas Burnett Arain were one of the original brands that got the contract to make the Type 20. Holy shit. Yeah, I thought that's what I thought. All right, it's got to be it, but it's a Phoenix rebranding. Obviously, Arain brand died 150 years ago. Holy shit.
You know the other good thing? It's I think it's like 39 mil.
That is what you've got.
What I have. So it's
perfect
for
size.
me. For me, it's very hard to find a chronograph that I can wear, including the Speedmaster. So this is like a godsend. I love it.
It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
You want to show?
What's roommate doing? That was a weird sound.
No, it's the roommate. She's out of control. She just came from a day of work and showing how exhausted she is.
Can she jump on stream and tell us how her day of work was?
You want to jump on the stream to show?
No, ask. Tell.
No, you're not exhausted. You're nothing. You feel good.
Yep, it's orientation.
Oh, it's just orientation. No actual work yet. Okay.
Oh shit.
Still easy work. Okay. No responsibility.
Okay. Ask if she's gonna stay.
You're gonna stay at work or you're gonna quit?
No, I cannot quit.
You cannot quit. Yeah, that's it. If you quit one more time, it's over.
Yeah, and especially this one, no.
Yeah. This one, if you quit one more, that's it. It's over. Pack it up. Let's go back to Ukraine.
God no.
That's the only choice I would have. At that point on.
What else?
Yeah. Let's see. Arain. This thing. Let's see what else.
So we know one of the unboxings I hope is Jeff, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, what time are they planning to come on? Because also we had Marcus. Marcus said he was gonna join.
Yep. Let me check.
Jeez.
But what do you think Jeff might have got?
I have no idea. If he got a titanium Yachtmaster 42 last time, it's got to be something like fucking Le Mans or platinum. Yo,
how do we know it's Rolex?
It's a Le Mans. It's pronounced Le Mans.
How do we know it's Rolex?
Le Mans. You don't pronounce the N in the Le Mans.
No, you don't pronounce the S.
Le Mans.
Oh, for God's sake.
What if it's an AP or an RM? Right?
Could be.
Oh, it could be.
Could be.
Anything is a possibility. Who else? Besides Jeff, there's also another person.
Yeah.
Huh.
Boom.
Whoa, Cars and Chrono, $50 super chat. That gets us a quarter way to the double unboxings, guys. We need 50 more upvotes and $150 more in super chats for this mega double unboxing. Shout out to Cars and Chrono for $50. Markets go up and down whenever you want to cheer yourself up. Consider the good qualities of your companions. Marcus Aurelius, hashtag HAGWETGIF.
Have a good weekend or a great weekend.
Oh, okay, cool roommate.
Hell yeah,
Thank
you have
so
a good
much.
weekend too. He's got the damn Platona.
Hell
right?
yeah, that's a good weekend.
Hell yeah. It's a good month.
That's a
It's a good year. You don't like. Why are you shaking your head, Alex?
I try not to be jealous of other people's watches, but
Oh.
Cars and Chrono tests my resolve.
I ran the numbers. I ran the numbers today. I was like, if I sell this, and this, I can get a Platona. And then I was like, I think I'm doing it. I'm gonna fucking do this. And then I looked at how much Platonas cost, and I was like, son of a bitch. Like, I still had to come out of pocket a significant amount of money. And I was
like, my god.
What's so funny was I ran the numbers on my collection, and I remember saying at the beginning, "Oh, I would never stoop so low. Well, I wouldn't spend so much money on a Vacheron Constantin overseas or something like that. Oh, I spent several times over that value with my collection.
Yep.
So it's just, I wish I could go back in time and give myself a kick in the head and say, you're going to spend that money anyway. You might as well spend it on what you really want rather than these other watches. Not that I have enjoyed them, but ultimately, what I want to move to.
The other funny thing was one of the guys was saying, I haven't had the call in 3 weeks. I'm itching for another watch. And I said, I said, the last time I got a call was the Panda, and that was in April. And then I said, if you don't count the date, and if you don't count the date, and if you don't count the Breguet. So it's like, how many fucking watches do we need? Like,
wow.
I bought some random shit today just because it was like, I think it's a dopamine effect.
Oh yeah, you like that dopamine hit?
We do. It looks good on you, man.
I like this Daytona. You know, I had this for a long time.
Yep.
Gotta get rid of some watches.
They're piling up, Tim. They're piling up. Here they
Even
come.
L 2-pound super sticker towards the unboxing. I'm gonna write it down. Thank you so much. We're at 52, guys. We need 148 more to go. Let's get the super chats and upvotes out of the way so that we can get the unboxings started. I don't want to wait. You guys probably don't want to wait. Let's get it out of the way. And today I'm buying the tickets for the Miami Antique Show. It's gonna be a hell of a ride. In 3 years we saw the rise, the turn, and the downfall of the gray market at the Antique Show. What's up, roommate? Don't go. No, I have to.
Don't go. It's too late.
I have to. Oh, I have top charts again. I have to have live chat. Fan funding. What the fuck is a fan funding?
Got another one. I think fan funding just shows you the super chats.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Yeah, that's a crazy way to live. Just see the super chats. Okay. Live chat. There we go. Mathis, 2-pound super chat. Wizard, turn yourself in. Do the right thing. I know, right? The wizard. Come on, man. Yeah. Just go to jail. Do the right thing. He should.
Huge congrats to Mathis. He's keeping me up to date on his weight loss journey. So he was at 310. He's at 298 now.
Wow, that's
sorry. He's 298.
He was 310. Now he's 298.
That's big progress.
He's 5'5".
He's shorter than me. Yeah.
Okay. Makes me feel good about myself.
No, you're doing great. Yeah, and he's 50 years old too.
By the way, I'm gonna go to Florida one day early and leave one day late because I'm gonna stay one night at the front and at the end with Mathis. We're gonna do
That's
some
nice.
Fort
Are you
Lauderdale.
gonna do jujitsu?
Sure, if we can. Yeah, I would like to do some jujitsu.
I want to see a 12-year-old like just
Put me in the
fuck you up.
chokehold. Yeah,
Yeah.
break my
Yeah.
back. Ooh. Yeah, could be fun. Could be fun. We'll see. We'll see. We'll do some. We'll have some fun. Mathis said it would be cool. So yeah, we're gonna test out some waterproofness in the jacuzzi for the Panda Daytona and other stuff.
Jeez. Jacuzzi streams.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, it's gonna be fun, guys. Upvote for the stream and tell us which watches you want to test in the jacuzzi. You know, that's the cool thing about the Platona, right?
Speedmaster.
You could take it into a jacuzzi easy.
Speedmaster.
Speedmaster? No, that's not.
I want you to test. Yeah, I want you to test it.
That watch floods in 2 seconds.
What's the depth rating?
30 meters.
30, yeah. 30
Dude,
or 50.
just
Yeah, but
put it 2 inches below the water line. Let's see what happens.
instant breach. There's no way it can withstand anything. Yeah, no, Speedmaster. There is a model that's 100 meters. I think it has a different construction. Like,
Dude,
where-
this thing's 100 meters. This Breguet.
right? Like how? How
I have
can
no idea.
Speedmaster be this weak with the water resistance? It almost makes no sense. It's almost like they purposely compromised it just so that it would break more often and they would have to sell more watches. Planned obsolescence. Hey, meantime, what do you guys think about this? Oh, Squally. Wow.
What is a squally? Is that a seal or something?
Squally. It's a shark.
Oh shit.
Squally. Squally is
TGV, TGV sort of
it's-
goes on about it.
it's a watch made infamous by TGV because he said it's just as good as a Submariner. It's the first brand sponsored kind of Phoenix brand watch.
If it
Squally.
didn't have the shark, and if it didn't have whatever's top left of the word squally, I would like it.
Funny thing, fun fact, when I went to Geneva a couple of years ago, quite a few years ago, we by accident stayed in the hotel that Squally was like in the lobby. They were selling Squallies in the lobby. It was like a Squally shop. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the hell? It's like a legitimate brand. But yeah, it is Swiss made. And they released a new watch with
That's cool.
hand that looks like it was bitten out by a shark. You like that? Yeah, you think it's cool?
You know, the thing about these dive watches is we seem to forget that they were made for diving. They weren't
Yeah.
made to look, innately beautiful on your wrist or elegant or anything like that, or fucking fit under your cuff.
Yeah.
They're made as tools. Everybody bitches about the Blanc Pawn and how big it is, the 50 fathoms.
Yeah.
When you're underwater, when you're actually in deep water where there's no light, potentially, I'd like a big ass watch
Yeah.
to see how much time I have. So
Yeah.
I like this. It's pretty cool.
I just want to issue a correction. The Speedmaster is 50 meters water
All right.
resistant.
So 2 inches is nothing.
Okay. 50 meters. There you go. 50 meters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about this, Tim?
It's garbage. I mean,
Sorry,
let me just say.
you think this is garbage compared?
1,052 euros, $1,128 US.
How much was the Zodiac that you got?
It's thinner than a fucking Black Bay 58. Jesus Christ.
Well, with Black Bay 58, I mean, it's 12.5 millimeters thick, but it's not a GMT. It's a.
Okay, I just got word. These unboxings aren't going to happen unless some people start jumping on the panel.
Oh, okay.
Can you imagine getting a watch of your dreams and then like nobody's there to cheer you on? Nobody's there to hype you up, ask questions.
Where is everybody? Maybe where is everybody?
I don't know.
Maybe
I
they're
don't
going
know.
to jump on later when who's unboxing, by the way? Oh,
I can't see.
Maybe I'll jump off the panel to sort of clear out
maybe they
Me
don't want.
too.
of
Me too.
Empire.
Oh no.
So
you
I'm
think-
gonna say goodnight, guys. And
No, it's
hopefully-
not you.
Oh dang! You think they don't want to join because Alex is on the stream? That's a possibility. Actually.
It could be me. It could be me too. Let's do a little test. All right. I'm gonna jump off for 5 minutes and then
Okay.
nobody
both
jumps
of you
on.
guys leave.
then we'll kick
Hey,
you
maybe
and we'll
it's
see.
me. Maybe we should just end the show. I don't know. Maybe it's me.
All right, let's test this out. I'm gonna start my Breguet chrono. Here we go.
It's a possibility that they don't want to jump on because it's me.
No.
Maybe we should just do it. We're just going to do unboxing on the after show. Nobody wants to upvote anyways. So, all right.
Friday night is a bit of
Drop
odd.
the link Friday night. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, Kojak. It's been fun while it lasted.
I will say a tactic to get people on the streams is jump on and say, I have an unboxing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I have an unboxing. I do actually have an unboxing.
You do? What do you have in
Yeah.
the box?
There's not a watch related unboxing.
Okay. Hey, I have some unboxings too. You know what I did?
Go on then.
Whenever I travel, I lose these selfie sticks. So I decided to buy. Look at this. I bought 5 of them actually. They're like $8. They were $8 each in Dubai. I lost one in Dubai, and they wanted to charge me $130 for a bullshit selfie stick.
Jesus.
I know, right? So I bought 5. I'm not because they break so easily. Speaking of breaking easily, hey Eddie.
No, it's finally done.
So it's me. It's me. Oh, okay. Yeah.
What happened?
All right.
What happened?
Oh, nothing. Something. I don't know what happened. It's just something just clicked on my computer. I don't know.
Yeah. Why do people don't want to join when Alex and
Hey,
Diego
Eddie.
is on?
How's it going, man?
What's going on? People have been very spooked lately. Why is everybody afraid of joining the streams?
No, your StreamYard link is broken.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
possible.
I had to use a different link, so I mean, someone should check it. I mean, just try clicking on it.
Hold on.
And see just to see if you can get online.
Okay. All right. I've redone it. Guys, upvote the stream. So hey, Eddie, how's UK going?
It's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. On Wednesday, went to this watch event at Bulgari.
A swatch event?
Just a normal watch event at Bulgari.
At Bulgari? Unfortunately, they don't have anything interesting.
All they have is the Octo.
Yeah. What do you think?
It's a little too flat, if that makes sense. I'm not a huge fan of the case shape.
You know what? There is an interesting Bulgari in there that I've noticed, and I've been kind of digging it from Bulgari collection. You know, let me show you. It kind of looks badass. Oh, where is it? Is it this one? This is a women's one. There's a men's one that looks like this.
I saw it. They had it was like a rose gold leather strap tourbillon Bulgari.
Oh, here we go. I think it's got to be here. Oh, this one. Look at this.
Oh, that's pretty.
Oh shit! They even have it blacked out and with the blue dial. Oh, let's look at this with the blue dial.
Is the blacked out ceramic or is that?
Yo, no, I think it's DLC. Oh wow, five atmosphere. Yo, what do you think?
Are you getting this, Eddie?
What the?
Oh no.
This is sexy, no?
I like it.
And it's the price is not ridiculous. 5,000. It's not a out of this world
How much?
price. The black one looks sick. This is just gorgeous. Let's see. 41 millimeters.
DLC.
Diamond-like treatment. So it's DLC. Diamond-like treatment. Look at that. Wow.
I think Alex has an unboxing.
Alex. Whoa, Alex does have an unboxing. Okay. Well, listen. I'm in love with this blacked out one. I want to go. I think I'm gonna go for this one right here. I kind of really dig it. I'm sorry, but I really dig it. Alex has an unboxing. Is this like a pre-fluffing unboxing?
This is just a test to see whether people are interested in unboxings. It's not a watch unboxing. I'm being honest.
Is this? Did you get like a teapot, like a really fancy China set? Fortum and Mason. I was right. It's a fancy teapot.
Let me just hang on. Let me just turn it around. And you know it's fancy.
It's fragile.
It's not fragile. Don't you worry.
Is it a picnic basket?
What? On the inside.
Fuck, are
What is this?
real right now?
It's
That's
a picnic basket.
insane.
It's a hamper.
Oh, it's a hamper. I thought those were tea packets.
Well, it has tea in it. It's a hamper.
What in the world? Who uses hampers anymore? It's for a picnic?
Is that a Herman Miller Aeron chair?
Yes, it is.
Let's
Nice.
flip on the chair. I think the chairs are more interesting.
Oh my god, it's a hamper, guys.
Now, the sad news is that this was a gift to my wife, but she has to actually share it with the people in the office because it's worth over a certain amount of money that they can't accept gifts of that value. So in it, we have selection of crackers,
Wow.
tea, royal blend tea.
Wow.
Very nice.
Nice. A royal blend? Hell yeah.
Royal blends. Some
Good.
champagne truffles.
Oh,
Wow.
come with a bottle of wine? Oh yeah.
This is some pistachio clotted cream biscuits.
Oh
Very
my
nice.
god.
Wait, you're telling me this is not a picnic basket?
This is
definitely
incredible.
a
The
picnic
basket, you could use the basket for anything you want.
Yeah. Salted caramel biscuits as well. Nice.
What?
When you
there's
say
some-
biscuits, do you mean cookies?
Yes.
Yes. Some Fortnum's pickle. That's nice.
Pickle or is it jam?
No, it's a pickle condiment.
This is the perfect picnic.
Oh my
You got cookies, jams, pickles.
Blackberry preserve, which is really nice.
everything
What
you
else
want.
is there? There's a bottle of wine in here as well, but I won't open it.
This is an incredible gift.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Working
there's
at to get a gift
two
like
bottles of wine in there as well.
Nice.
How much was this?
Well, I think it retails at about £150, £200, something like that.
That's not bad.
But because it's over, the company has a policy: anything over £50, you have to declare it or share it with everybody else. So my wife is doing the right thing and taking it into the office and sharing it with everybody else.
Oh, really? So you have to actually, you're legally bound to share it, and then you
It's
don't have to pay.
It's company policy.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So I just thought I'd share it with you guys anyway before it goes back.
Who gets to keep the basket? The basket looks nice.
We'll see what we can do about that.
You have to keep. You can't.
That
keep
looks
it.
like the gate that kept King Kong out.
Yeah.
Remember that movie?
Amazing. By the way, we
Nice.
got the timepiece vigilante in the chat. I want to shout him out for making this incredible video exposing the gray that you can't trust gray market. Says they threatened to sue for defamation and damages, but I think that was fake to get me to panic and delete. They didn't file any lawsuits to have YouTube keep it down, hence it's back. Boom! The timepiece vigilante has been redeemed. You know, freedom of speech cannot be silenced. I dropped the link in the chat to the video, and thank you so much, timepiece vigilante, for doing this incredible work. It's stunning. It's stunning. All right, let's see it. Philip Page says, even with Rolex prices coming down, the risk of wearing Rolex is still very high. Yeah, it's always been high though, right? It's for wearing a fancy schmancy wristwatch in, you know, in a place that you shouldn't be wearing that type of watch probably is not a good idea. So yeah. Just you have to exercise caution at all times. And if it happens, it freaking happens. I mean, what can you do? Insurance is the best. Personal insurance and don't sell on consignment. It's the best two easy rules to follow. Let's see what happened here. Adrian's brother. Oh.
Adrian's brother.
Yeah.
Eddie, what's the status with the sugar mama?
Adrian's brother, he disappeared. Remember? They probably didn't want to be on the show videotaped. I bet. Like, I mean, look at this, the Roman Sheriff latest video. This guy that they hired, this Dom guy, he just looks like a fall guy.
What about him?
He's just got that look about him.
Can't hear shit.
Your audio's garbage, Tim.
It's an echo cancellation, man.
Tim, what did you just do to your mic?
Now we can hear you.
Okay, well, no, I think that's more has to do with StreamYard. But no, but like this, look at this guy. Like, why did they have to fire Peter to hire this guy instead? That makes no sense.
It's cheaper.
What?
This guy's cooler.
This guy is not cool. He just looks clueless. He's gonna be a fall guy for something. Just watch. He's too innocent. This guy's way too innocent. He gives me kind of fall guy vibes. But yeah, look at this. Hodinky Rado Jubilee. What a interesting take on a watch. It's something different, right? You guys been saying, hey, why can't we see something different? Well, here you go. For $3,350. It's not limited. Huh.
Hold on.
What do you think?
It's interesting.
Interesting, right? Yeah, it
Yeah.
is kind of interesting.
It's different. I mean, like it's.
Yeah.
Apologize, man. I don't know if this unboxing is gonna happen.
Oh, maybe it's not gonna happen. What happened? What happened? Why?
I have no idea.
What happened?
I have no idea.
Drama. There's drama in the background. The boxing.
No, there's no drama.
No.
No
Or is it
viewer.
like the time is just not working out? What's the situation?
Who knows?
Whoa. Is it time conflict? I mean, we can wait, or maybe we could do it off the stream. It doesn't have to be on the stream.
I've met all the demands. We changed the topic. We dropped the link. We got more panelists. I don't know what else to do.
I mean, it's hard. It's hard. You can't satisfy. You can't win this game. You know, it's really tough. It's really tough. It's hard to satisfy all the demands. But hey, listen, I try to hype it up. It's tough. It's tough. You know.
It's all good. It's all good.
Watch, it's just not the same. The watch topic is just not as fun as it used to be. All right. Well,
You know that little anchor spins, by the way?
yeah. As the logo. Yeah.
I have my grandfather's Rado.
Oh yeah. And then does it also spin? Even
Oh,
with
yeah.
the grandfather?
What is it? Is it a small set? Is it tied to the small second hand?
No, it's
or?
just gravity.
It's
Which
just
direction
free.
it's facing?
Oh,
I
it's
got it
just
right over. I'll go grab it. It's right over here.
okay.
It's just got like a weighted thing, and whichever direction you're pointing at.
By the way, shout out to
Oh,
Math Nuts. This is Mathis, a gift from Mathis.
so sweet.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Mathis is a legend.
And then let me grab the Rado box. Tim, remember you gave this to me?
Yes.
Who was this from?
Oh, do we have to say?
Maybe in the private chat.
Okay, I'll tell you in the private chat. Maybe he doesn't want to.
This thing is awesome. Okay, so it opens up like that.
Yeah.
Where's the Rado? Whoops.
It might be at the top. Careful.
there's one tucked in.
Yeah, maybe put it on the table.
That's a bracelet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Open it. Oh.
All right, so I think the Rado is in somewhere else. What is this? The Datejust bracelet.
Oh, wait. Oh,
You guys want to see some stretch? Watch this.
do you have it on replacement, or you wear it on the leather right now?
Oh,
Yeah, I think I'm going to put it back on the bracelet. So
Bracelets.
let me see.
can you
The
get those?
Wizard. This is from the Wizard? What the fuck, dude?
What? No.
I'm just joking, guys. It's not from the Wizard.
Who said
Do
that?
you? Can you get these bracelets fixed?
Not this one. This one is. I'll show you. So, here's the problem with these bracelets. Let me get that spring bar back in. Come on, baby.
Yeah. Okay.
It's going to be really hard to see. Maybe over here. You see how the gold has eaten away at itself?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's. Oh, Jesus Christ.
They hollow
Oh,
links
yeah.
up.
Oh, it's fucked.
Yeah. So that's. So not only do they eat at each other, but the steel eats at the sides of them. So like that's why there's so much gap.
Right.
But and then on the back you actually have to like saw the links if you want to make a smaller link. It's a whole thing.
It's a big process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boston's
It would require a lot of laser welding.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah. But hey, that's what it looks like. That's what happens to these bracelets over time. They even the modern ones, same things should happen, right? Or they do have those ceramic inner parts.
Yeah, they got the ceramic now.
Yeah, so because they have the ceramic parts, they're not going to rub out, right?
Exactly.
Oh,
But you know what? All this stretch means that my grandpa wore the watch. He loved it. So
yeah.
I would never get it fixed.
No, it would be blasphemy. Rado's pretty cool though too.
Yeah.
Rado.
Shit.
What is is there a history to this watch design with Rado, or is this a completely new?
Yeah, it looks like it's a remake from the 70s. Double Crown.
Hey,
Double
what's going
Crown!
on? Diego, I missed
Hey.
you at the airport. You're supposed to meet me.
Why don't you fucking tell me, dude? Jesus Christ.
I'm just
Uh-oh.
kidding. I'm
Okay.
walking the concourses. I got 30 minutes before I
Dude,
go home. So
I got
thought
some
I'd-
friends at Delta. I'm gonna have them cancel your ticket one day, just so you have to hang out.
Oh, so I have to stay? Actually,
Yeah.
please don't do that, because it would hurt my escort service on the weekends. So
Oh, jeez.
you
You need a wingman.
Oh my god.
I guess I could branch out to Atlanta. So anyway, what's going on? What's going on?
Hey, well, I don't know. We might have unboxings happening. Maybe not. We're not meeting the requirements. There's not enough enthusiasm. There's not enough demand. I don't know what to do.
I'm enthusiastic. Who's
I know
not
you're
enthusiastic?
but I don't know. It looks like
Let's
the audience.
go.
This actually looks sick.
Yeah, it looks
What is that?
It looks perfect.
It's my grandpa's date chest.
Dang! Look at that thing.
Yeah.
I like it.
Nice, right?
It's real nice.
I'm gonna bow out, guys, and allow you to continue the conversation. But
Yeah, I
as
think they
always-
didn't want to do unboxing until Alex was on the stream. Okay, Alex.
Oh my god. Wow.
See you, man.
How
I
do
know what I'm
See ya.
man?
Have a good one.
Take care. Good night. Good night.
Sheesh.
All right, maybe Buckley will jump on now.
I don't know.
I'm just joking.
It's
We
you
ju-
know
we
what?
just need
Now
a little bit
everybody's
of-
gonna be too
little bit
afraid
more
to
red,
jump
white, and
on 'cause
blue,
they're
you
gonna
know?
say like, "Oh, it's gonna look like I didn't want to jump on because Alex was hard."
Yeah.
We
Now
just
they're not gonna
we
jump
needed
out.
we
Yeah.
needed more America on the panel.
It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah. So yeah, we probably screwed up this one. We probably should end it. Just start another one tomorrow.
What? Tim.
Yo. Yo. Well, look, I mean, what are we gonna do? Talk about Rado?
Let's pretend like we're on the after show.
garbage.
Let's pretend like we're on the after show. Just chit chat.
We can
Yeah,
talk about
okay.
how I've changed my mind about the new Daytonas. Well, I knew I already liked the new Daytonas, but the Panda in person looks so dang good. It was insane. I don't
You
know.
really like the Panda, huh?
Dude, I think he's right because I saw a photo of the Panda like not in an AD. Check this out.
Uh-huh.
Oh, did I delete it? Hold on. Excuse me. It looks.
I think what I
Okay,
like, I
it's
think
the after show.
Tim, when I looked at yours in Vegas, I think it was like the watch felt small. But this new one wears a little bigger in my mind.
Yes.
So it's just like a bigger Daytona. And I'm like,
The new
dang,
one is bigger and better.
dang.
It has better movement.
It's better. It's better.
It's thinner. It's
Let's
superior.
not joke. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everyone
Who's
who
got-
already has one, but the new one's better.
It's
I don't
just-
know about that.
No, it
I know.
is.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's
I
got
have an
the
old one
steel
too. Diego, I have an
bezel
old one.
ring. It's now an insert. It's higher definition. The movement is better.
Tim, we have to buy new Pandas so that we can compare and contrast.
No, unfortunately I can't buy the new stuff. I have to stick with my vintage one. But you guys, you might get.
Vintage.
Yeah.
Eddie, what's new with you? Tell us about the love of your life that you met.
What?
You met a girl
Eddie,
or a boy?
come on.
Hey,
Well, we
don't
won't judge.
assume
We won't
don't
judge.
assume the gender. No,
Yeah,
we're good.
some gender.
No, we're
You have,
just,
you have a sugar mama?
dude, I wish.
Tell us the story. Tell us the story.
No, I wish. No, we're going
Don't
to
be shy.
This is after show.
we're going to do their place on Saturday tomorrow.
Did you say you're going to her place?
You said they, them, them's place.
No, it's
Sorry.
with a group of friends.
Are you gonna wear that? God, what's the name of that jacket? That
Yes, Dr.
Mongolian
Bob.
jacket you have?
I don't know.
Power jacket.
I have
Power
no idea.
Is it like Siberian yak's fur or something?
Who's the dude? Who's the Mongolian that took over the world?
Genghis Khan.
Khan.
When Eddie looked like Genghis Khan with this jacket.
Oh yeah.
It was
Yeah.
awesome. It was epic.
Isn't he descendant of like 10 million people?
Yeah, he fucked a lot of people.
Yep.
And then he also banged a
That's
lot
nature. That's nature. You know?
He was
Yeah, what
like
am
the double crown of his time.
Oh, imagine if you had. To
I mean,
live at
I
that time.
wasn't gonna
It's
say
hard.
it, but Diego, you did.
No.
You know?
What were you saying, Tim?
Imagine you had to live at that time with the fucking Genghis Khan. Just attacking your city, and then you point
For no reason.
And you're for no fucking reason.
You didn't even do anything.
What do you mean?
You didn't even know who he was. And
you don't even know who he was. You're just a poor farmer. You get fucking annihilated. You don't even know what you did.
Right. Yeah. No, it's
your
dude,
family
times
sent to slavery. You're gonna look, what the fuck?
Times were tough, man. Even during the medieval castle times where everything looked really cool, those dudes took like a bath every 3 months.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't have wet wipes back then.
Didn't people live to like 30 years old?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a different
I'd be
time.
dead by now,
I
definitely.
mean, you also die from diarrhea. So
Someone finally grows a mustache and like, oh, look at that old guy.
A woman's like 25. Like, look at that old maid. You know.
Exactly. Exactly.
What's up, Grandma?
We're very lucky to be wearing these amazing watches and complain about what? What are we complaining about, Diego?
I'm not complaining about anything.
First world problems, you know. We've got a Rolex on the wrist. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, man. It's we're super fortunate.
Since,
Everybody watching is fortunate too.
Since we're talking about ROIs, you know.
Yeah.
That's all I had.
Yeah. What?
That was his Daniel Katz impression.
Link with Daniel
Katz.
If you take the train in Atlanta instead of walking, you're beta.
Oh no! I had to walk that shit from fucking International all the way back one day because the trains were down. It took me
20 minutes.
Yeah.
30 minutes. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Unless you're in a hurry and you have to take the train. But if you have time and you're taking the train, what's wrong with you? Just walk.
You're a psychopath? No.
Walking is one of the best cardios and one of the best ways to lose weight.
That's what I do at the gym. I only walk.
Oh my
God.
God.
But Tim also walks a lot, and
well,
you know.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up,
Cam?
Tim walks 30 miles.
Oh, sorry.
We got three people.
Do you take the
in
tram
Atlanta?
In the Atlanta airport?
We're all in Atlanta right now.
Yo, that's the entire Atlanta coming onto the stream. Link for all the local Atlanteans.
Mickey, let's get Mickey on.
Mickey up on the stream. Mickey. Oh, I hope Mickey helps me out with the flight to Miami.
Don't say that.
No, because he got the
Cam,
point.
you take the tram, don't you?
Last time he helped me out. Remember when I went just spuriously? I went to Miami. Remember, me, Mathis, and Mickey. We had a crazy fun.
Mickey went to Miami?
Yeah, it was just out of the blue. I just fucking went down there for like 2 nights. Met up with Nathaniel.
I remember
met
that.
up with Mickey. Yeah.
Yep.
It was wild.
Cam, what's going on, Cam?
Cam, what's up? What's popping? Tell us about the backpack flippers. Where are they? Where are your people? Huh? Are they in the backyard pool, face down, drowning?
They're graduated and
on to real jobs.
Yep.
How's the apartment going?
Huh?
How's the apartment?
It's pretty good. Not complaining.
Yeah.
Did
you meet any neighbors?
Oh yeah. But most of my neighbors are like in their late 20s and early 30s, so the chicks are kind of washed.
Nah, dude. That's when they
That's when they start making money and they can take you out.
Yeah. Don't blow this.
I have to take them out.
Dude,
no, let them take you out. Trust me. Trust me. Let them take you out.
Cam. It's like the AD game, right? You want to make sure that you're receiving additional value for them, so you make sure your time is worth it.
Right.
Like, I don't want to go buy a Bulgari watch and lose 50% right off the bat.
Why not?
I want to put in the time and try to get an AP that goes over retail.
Put in the time.
Cam.
Yep.
Like Diego, before that other girl had this gold TPT RM, and then this person has
shit.
Has
honestly,
the pink sapphire RM.
Honestly, frick Atlanta. I'm tired of this shit. I'm moving back to the fucking suburbs. I'm buying a fucking house. Fuck this place,
What's wrong with it?
bro. It makes no sense. Why am I paying
Disgusting, isn't it?
high ass rent for a city that's like barely developed?
Mm-hmm. We have to drive 30 minutes to Taco Bell, Tim. What kind of world are we living in? Yeah, go ahead.
Like, I came back from Chicago on work
Yeah.
travel, and the
Go
rent
for
there is the same price as the rent here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, what the hell am I paying for?
Good show, everybody.
Where?
So tried. There's lots of unboxings, no happy endings today, right?
Sorry for the false advertisement.
We tried our best, right, Diego? We tried our best.
I feel bad. I'll refund the super chats in 10 days.
Is what it is.
Give me 10 days.
No, but what about?
I can't hear you. Right?
The Richard Neal thing.
Super low.
Hey, still, guys, thank you so much for watching. It was a really good show.
Yeah, it was.